Welcome everybody back to our latest session of Dragon of Icespire Peak. The group is left off in a kind of interesting place here, so we'll see how the group manages to overcome this most recent challenge. As usual, we'll do a quick recap of what occurred last week and then get right into the action. So group, you'll likely remember when we picked up last session, we had a bit of a time skip where you guys had left the crypt, made your way back to the village or city or town of Phandalin, and having arrived there, spent a little bit of time speaking with the folks around the town and just trying to get a lay of the land, with both Finn and Bryn having perished and you guys having interred them in the crypt there where they had perished. Then you guys made your way back. On the way back, you guys arrived. Everything, again, seemed to be mostly as you left it. A little bit of unease in Phandalin still due to both the orc attacks and the ever-present nature of this dragon. Eomer eventually got a bit of wanderlust here, or perhaps just impatient, and decided that he was going to make his way out of Phandalin and see what he could find. He didn't exactly say what his plans were, sort of just vanished one day, but you guys definitely got the impression that he was getting antsy from just sitting in town and not really doing anything. Both Kurtu and Josephine then were the only two remaining members of the group at that point. So as they were in the Stonehill Inn and speaking with one another, trying to figure out what their next steps were, again, this is after a few days had passed after arriving back in Phandalin, we had coming down the stairs from the rooms of the inn, the newcomer Gale, who turned out to be Bryn's brother and was looking for Bryn, and had a really hard time catching a clue when they were beating around the bush about poor Bryn's fate. Very great introduction. It was a lot of fun seeing that interplay between the player characters there. And then, of course, shortly thereafter, Gale introduced himself and spoke with the group, and the group was able to sort of convince him that Bryn would want him to assist them in taking this dragon down, and he sort of agreeing with that. Then entering the inn was Syl. Syl and Gale had already previously met and sort of been at common purpose. So once Gale filled Syl in on what the most recent outcome was, that his sister had perished, and that he had decided to throw his lot in with these two individuals that had previously adventured with Bryn, Syl decided to agree to group up with the team as well. Syl described himself as being mostly after treasure and looking to accumulate gems. It seemed like he was very interested specifically in gems and perhaps other precious metals. And Gale obviously was essentially trying to group here with the effort of bringing honor to his fallen sister. So with this decision made and the group gathered around and starting to make plans of what exactly to do next, they already had a vague idea of where the dragon's lair was based on information that the group had obtained throughout adventuring so far, and with Eomer's expertise and dragon knowledge sort of sharing that as well before he had left. Stepping through the doorway then into the inn was a picturesque man who seemed to glint in the light, again very over dramatic, as if a hero stepping out of a storybook just walked into the inn type of thing. And as he did, the light sort of played with his form here, shined, and really caught everybody's eye. And this is something that, obviously everybody very much noticed. As he entered, he then took a seat, and this is still kind of a person where it's hard to take your eyes off him. So most of the folks inside of the town, not including our player characters, were still kind of staring over in his direction, when eventually, I believe it was Kurtu, decided to go over and speak with him. This individual was perhaps a little bit standoffish at first, and eventually, though, once Kurtu spoke with him a little bit, he and then invited him to come join the group. This man came over and spoke with the group briefly, realizing that the group was planning on looking for this dragon, trying to kill it. He asserted his authority as saying that he was a member of the Order of the Silver Flame and that he had been sent here in order to recruit assistance and take the dragon down. He had a very brash attitude and very commanding presence, and essentially just assumed that everybody would fall in line with him and do what it was that he said. So the group sort of ran this over with one another and eventually decided to take him up on his offer. When payment or take him up on his demand, I suppose might be a better way of putting it. But when payment was discussed, he said he would see what he could do about arranging some kind of payment, but the group really should be doing this with the intent of bringing peace to these people here and anybody that would fall victim of the dragon and not simply be mercenaries. He also indicated that you would all need to follow his orders because he knew what he was doing, and he wanted to make sure that you were working very well as a team. Obviously, this attitude brushed some of our player characters the wrong way, as, who was this guy? Why did he just show up out of nowhere and think he was in charge all of a sudden? But nonetheless, the group decided to take him, or follow him, as it were, as the group made their way to track down this dragon. This gentleman eventually disclosed his name. His name is Philip Verdus. And the group then rested and relaxed for the rest of the day, woke up the next morning, and after making a few preparations, making sure they had the gear and equipment that they needed, did indeed set off for the peaks where they believed this dragon slayer to be. Philip, again, took the lead here and just sort of marched on. The group noticed over a period of time traveling with him, he didn't really talk much to the group unless somebody specifically asked a question, or there was some reason that he had to call something out, like, hey, don't step there, kind of thing. Otherwise, he, for the most part, just kept to himself. The group traveled, had to rest overnight once due to the length of the journey. During this rest overnight, he indicated that the group, go ahead and get their rest. He would stand watch. There was a little bit of confusion there, or questioning about could he really stand watch the entire time. As many of you all know, elves, for example, might only sleep for 4 hours. But according to this guy, didn't come out and say it, but obviously not implying that he needed somebody else to take another part of the watch. The indication there was that he didn't need to sleep at all. So the group did eventually all get together in their tents. They had purchased just enough of these heavy fur tents to both stay warm and have plenty of place to sleep. Syl, of course, once inside of a tent, he spent a little bit of time standing watch with Philip, who, again, just sort of stood there resolute. Once Syl decided to retire into the fur tent, he then popped into his ring, a special ability that he has to allow him to relax inside there. So in the morning, the group woke up and found that Philip was exactly where he was left, and the group quickly broke their camp, putting all the tents, shaking all the snow, that kind of stuff off, and making their way up. There was only a very small amount of snow here at first, as the group continued ascending higher and higher into the mountains, but eventually we got to the point where it was fairly thick snow, up to over a foot in certain areas. And due to, it wasn't actually snowing at this time, but due to the strong winds, as the group got higher up in elevation, it almost had this snowing feeling as the snow was getting swirled around by some vortexes of the air. While up in this area, the group was able to find, often a little bit of the distance, an interesting looking object that they couldn't tell what it was immediately, but as they approached, they realized that it was actually a frozen humanoid. And as the group got a little bit closer to this, it was a large humanoid lying down and seemingly in this thick block of ice. Philip asked for somebody to investigate it, look around it, see what they could find. The group of Syl, I believe, was the first one that approached it, kind of did a walk around it and checked it out, looking to see if he could spot anything of interest. But the snow or the ice was a little difficult to see through, so he couldn't make much out. Was able to determine that this was an ogre, but other than that, no special details determined. As the group was still investigating this area and trying to determine what to do next, they heard the sound of howling of wolves, and this put us into a combat. Group quickly found themselves battling two of these large, shaggy, wintry type wolves, along with a hill giant that some folks may not have recognized right away, but after getting more close into combat through all the haze of the snow and the sleet that is being pushed around here, we're able to tell, obviously due to its large size and the fact that it was chucking these really large rocks towards the group, that is what it was. So the group was able to defeat these enemies without using too many resources. We did have a couple of hits in the group, and I believe it was Josephine who took a couple whacks and then decided to back off to make sure there was no issues getting through the rest of this battle. But luckily the group was able to defeat these opponents and push on. As the group continued on their way, they did eventually spot what they presumed to be this location. It's sort of a fortress up here high in the snowy peaks, and they presumed that this is where the dragon is lairing. Due to the very narrow and windy type of path, the group had to move basically single file as they made their way through this path and found themselves getting closer and closer. Eventually they got to an area where there was a bunch of snow and sleet and rock that had sort of tumbled down, and they had to try to climb across this quietly, but most were not successful. Especially Philip was not successful, and I forget exactly who else, but we had at least 1 or 2 other people that also stepped on some rocks and debris and sent that cascading, making some noise that, of course, echoed around in this area. Group continued on then, saw that there was this large bridge about 50 feet overhead that connected the east side of this fortress to the west side. So they walked under the bridge, started making their way around. Once they realized, however, up above them where there are these... they're not actually murder holes, but serve the same kind of purpose as that, allowing people to look down, potentially fire out or attack out. This was, again, high up in elevation, but it allowed anybody up there to get a good view down below. As the group was passing this way, they heard the sound of almost like an intake of breath and like maybe a startled sound, that type of thing. From up above, as it seemed pretty obvious that somebody up there had detected the presence of the group as they were coming around. The group put their backs against the wall and briefly talked with one another before deciding to push on, making sure that they wouldn't be caught, say, unawares here, and turn this corner to find themselves faced with a door that seemingly leads into the fortress proper. So, guys, that is where we left off. Quick recap there. Anybody have anything like to add that I missed?
Yes, I would. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
please.
Oh. So, this King Philip tried to tell me that I don't know what I'm doing on battlefield, and he said because I don't take orders, that I get no more of his blessing.
Yes, good addition. Go ahead and take inspiration for that, Gale. And the context of this was Philip said, everybody focus fire on this one target, and most of the group did, but Gale decided to chase after one of the wolves instead, thinking perhaps that was the more tactically beneficial decision for the group, and it seemed as though Philip took very much exception to this. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add?
Brian took mine. I was going to say he got bitch slapped, but same thing.
Oh, that's double inspiration if you had said it that way.
I know I just watched the episode and everything. I don't know if you mentioned it, but before everybody left Phandalin, they got winter clothes and snowshoes and that nice warm tent to help with the cold weather. So that may come into effect depending on the terrain.
I only mentioned part of that, so yes, go ahead and take inspiration as well for Leroy. Yes, so in addition to the tents, which I did mention in the recap, the group also purchased snowshoes, as well as they got a discount on some crampons, I think they were called. So the group had a few different items here, and my assumption is based on the way the group left off, is everybody's currently wearing their snowshoes.
Yes, and we left some for Leroy in town so he could follow us.
Yes, yeah, Josephine, you can take inspiration for that as well, because yes, I believe it was Josephine specifically purchased these items from Barthen and then said to hold on to them until Leroy stopped by and give them to him. All right, excellent, guys. So yes, if there's nothing else, then let's go ahead and jump back into the session. So because of where we left off, Leroy, I've got a spectator token on screen for you, just so you can see what's going on until we have an opportune time to introduce Leroy back to the group. Also, group, you'll likely remember that the dynamic lighting lines were drawn a little bit wonky here, straight out of the module. So I did spend a little bit of time customizing them, and hopefully it will be a little bit more clear as to what the group is seeing.
I forgot what I look like.
New character, man. All right, group. So you guys have turned to this corner here, spotted this entryway, and you notice that Philip is currently leaning essentially right up against the door. One hand on his greatsword, the other hand close to the handle as he looks back at you all, trying to see if you're ready.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
You notice as he turns the handle and sort of moves with his shoulder, the door does not open. And you see he sort of looks back, and you can hear a voice now from past the doorway. Oi! We found this place first! Get out of here! This is ours! You notice Philip shakes his head with a sigh as he turns back and looks at you all.
Well, break it down. Break.
Go tell them you're the boss.
And you notice Philip sort of looks at the door, looks up towards these crenellations where there are these openings in the gap. He looks towards you, Gal, and you see he takes with his open hand, he takes 2 fingers, his index and his pinky, and he points them at his eyes through this full plate helmet, and then he points up to the crenellations.
Okay, I look.
You see crenellations.
Okay. Okay, that's... I don't know what crenellations are. Do you want... What do you want?
You notice he kind of puts a little bit of weight at the door this time and kind of gives a little bit of like a push to see if it'll budge at all. And then he looks back and kind of does this shake of his head to indicate that it doesn't seem like it's going to be easy to open. And once again, you hear from the other side, "Nah, don't go on doing that. Make too much noise. You're going to call the dragon on down here. It's going to be eating y'all for sure." As you guys all stand there, confused, not sure what to do next, you notice Philip goes low to the ground and motions with his hand for you guys to back up as he sticks very close to the wall, this frozen rocky wall nearest to the crenellations. And he keeps motioning with his hand for you to back up farther.
So, what now, coachies?
You notice he puts a finger to his mouth as he motions for you to continue moving back further. Alright, as you start getting closer to this large bridge 50 feet overhead that connects the east side to the west side, you see he points in that area and points down towards the ground.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're trying to say with your hands.
I didn't try to say we're short. I don't know.
You notice he again lowers his helmet sort of intently, and at this point he starts pushing through you aggressively.
Well, he's up on the bridge.
He's actually underneath. Alright, and in a very low voice he says, "You have to be quiet. They can hear everything close by. There's another crenel. I think we should push back, perhaps quite a bit back, and discuss what to do next. They're going to know exactly what we're doing if we try to have a full frontal assault right here."
Okay, maybe we can get on top of the bridge.
Do you have some skill or talent that would allow you to do that quietly?
Well, I could get up there, but I don't want to tell you how, because they might hear us, you said.
Also, they can just look out the window and watch it happen. You know. Let's reconvene somewhere else.
50 feet, right, Adam?
50 feet overhead, yes.
So what is this? A gentle slope? Let me get my pointer out.
No, this would be a very harsh slope.
Alright, so there's no way I can climb... Well, I guess everything's it's D&D, but if I climb 20 feet and Misty stepped up, that would be my only chance.
You would think in order to have any hope of climbing this, you would need, pitons, climber kit, something like that. You would have to pound something in, tie it, pull yourself up a distance, pound something in, pull yourself up a distance, and repeat.
It's too loud.
It would be too loud and it would take too long.
Well, we have to walk past this noisy stuff again.
They already know we're here.
But what about the sleeping dragon you guys are so keen of?
What sleeping dragon?
They said you'll awake the dragon, is what they said. Didn't they say that? Am I the only one with ears?
Did they say that? I wasn't paying attention.
That's what they said. Yep, that's what they said.
Ah.
I'm sorry, I'm in a dour mood.
Oh no, we're used to it. We know, Bryn. You've had the same parents. It's part of the family.
Just try to be quiet.
Why are we going across again? Ugh. I'm gonna take the exact same route I did.
Alright, he continues backing off even further as he turns this next corner. He then comes to a halt and actually stands up straight as opposed to crouching as he was before. I don't think they'll be able to hear us from this far away as long as we refrain from shouting or anything too loud. The door seems quite sturdy. I don't think your suggestion of just bashing it down would work so well. If what they're saying is true and the dragon would hear us, we'd be in a very bad position to try to face it.
So is this better position? Looks better.
We're all funneled in a little hallway. We've seen it breathe ice in a direction. I don't think this is any better.
Then let's make sure we are quiet and do not draw its attention.
Very good.
We need a plan, and since I don't know all of your capabilities, does anybody have anything that would allow them to overcome this latest barrier?
Well,
You mean a locked door?
That is one way to go. Another would be somehow to get up there without using the door. Another would be if you are particularly silver-tongued. Another might be some type of magic to put them to sleep. There's many different talents that people have. I don't know all of yours. I assume you have some.
I can fly.
Well, that is quite helpful. Let's think how we could best use that.
Still, you could fly and drop down like a rope.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How much noise will you make when you fly?
You ever heard a sandfly fart?
Notice he kind of cocks his metal helmet just a bit and then gives a slow nod. Okay.
I don't see any wings. I have little wings. I can fly for a little bit, but it takes a little bit out of me too. How do you fly without wings?
I just think about it and kind of wished for it to happen in my mind, and it does.
Does nobody here have pick locking stuffs?
Yeah, I can do that too.
I mean, they're right on the other side of the door. We try to pick the lock, they're just going to hold it closed on us. And let me ask the question again. What happens if they look out the window and see us climbing a rope up to the bridge and start shooting us with bows?
whoever's flying has to solo up there. And you're right, that's not good. Philip, where are you taking us? This is a road or something?
You see he looks towards you again a little bit curiously. He actually takes the visor of his metal helmet and folds it back. This is the way we came.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll be darned. It does look familiar.
You had
I
a
should
lot
hope
to drink
so.
last night.
I look at Josephine and I whisper,
Bryn had a little bit more going for her.
She was the smart one in the family, clearly.
Just probably. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know if we could put them to sleep. I don't know if they're sleepy, right? And you asked us for our skills. Josephine likes to hit things. I mean, we know that. Sandfart over there likes to fly. We know that now. See, you're learning more about. I like fire. There's a surprise, right?
So, why do you think they are there sitting there on the other side of the door?
Well, they said they found it first. They could be just taking shelter from the cold if they were travelers, or they could be here for the same reason we are. They know about the dragon, clearly.
They were talking through the door. I don't know, maybe.
So then, if they're here, that's what I'm thinking. If they are here for dragon, and we are here for dragon, maybe, we work together as dragon slayers.
That's it. I think that's a good idea.
If that's why they're here, we cannot rule out other options as well, other possibilities.
Yeah, they could just be assholes, you know? They kind of sounded like assholes.
For all we know, they are in league with the dragon. I think the first course of business is we must wait here for some time. Hopefully they will lower their guard, and then we can put whatever plan we ultimately decide into action. This is a unfortunate situation. I had hoped for a more straightforward solution to our problem. The flying certainly seems like it could help, but as Josephine has already pointed out, if only one of us or even two of us can fly, he says, looking towards Kurtu, then dropping a rope to the others, I don't imagine we'll be able to do that without being seen.
So there is something else that's very, very risky. I could maybe peek. Was there like keyhole? Peek through keyhole, see spot on floor, and misty step. I make misty, and then I step into room where I nearly die trying to open the door for you guys.
That is an option, I suppose. If they're not right on the other side of the door, then that might even work.
Well, we gotta wait for our buddy anyway, so maybe the only problem with that is if he is caught, he's in big shit. So I mean, if you're willing to risk your life like that, it's your call, but I mean, it's pretty crazy.
No, it is clearly suicidal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but I just didn't want us to get demonetized.
Oh, that's right. It's a bad word on YouTube. Sorry. You'll have to blank that out there. I'm sorry.
And also, I mean, he calls it Misty. He says that he can do the Mystifier thing, right? I could also fly through like small items too, like under doors or whatever, and I could go to the other side also.
Hey, Kurtu, don't you have... The ghost of your friend is telling me you have a way to turn people invisible, right? Why don't you turn him invisible and then he can Oh, well, he would pop out of invisibility if he tried to
No,
warp
it's the
in.
caster who has to maintain concentration, right?
The caster maintains concentration, but as soon as you attack or cast a spell,
But Misty Step is a
it breaks on
racial
you.
ability.
Oh! Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a racial feature, not a spell.
For him, it may be, yeah. So, but I think actually when you read it, I think it says you can cast the spell Misty Step.
I think Face Step is different. I play an Aladdin in the other campaign.
Yeah, it's
Can
not
you post
Misty
it for
Step,
us,
it's a
Brian?
fist. Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, see, I have it as a feat, so that's the difference. Yeah, that's Fey Touch. That's what I have. So he's got it more as a racial feat.
Yeah, I just
Right.
did this because I'm from the Fae.
So I don't know if in character we would actually know if there's a distinction, but either way, if you approach invisible, they won't see you coming and you might have more time to get the door open.
Then I sneak up to door, and then while you guys wait, and then I open the door and run. How far down you guys have to be a little far away.
Yeah, so other problem here is that if he goes and opens the door and any of them is watching it, then
Yeah.
all they do is close the door again, and we're right back where we started, down 2 resources. Cat, stop chewing on my fucking cord.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, right? Like, I could be invisible, but you guys need to come in and hold the door open or something. And if I try to rip the door down, it's gonna be too loud.
Yeah.
If you throw a little bead of fireball in there, that's too loud.
I can go into my ring and you take me in there with you. At least you won't be in there alone. If you choose to go that route, that is.
A good point. Kurtu, how many people can you make invisible? I know it scales up with spell slots.
Oh my golly. Hold on a second.
I got invisibility too. I can turn 2 people invisible if needed.
So if Kurtu spends a level 3, he can take 3.
Well, and I have twin spell. So
Yeah, just for calculations there. Invisibility is a level 2 spell, so level 2 is 1 person invisible.
Yeah.
Upcast to 3 would be 2.
Yeah, I thought well, that was one.
yeah, but if I use twin spell on that, that'll be 3 though, right, Adam?
You're saying if you cast twin spell and upcast?
Yeah, if I twinned it and did a 3.
I don't think it will work that way. Post twin for me though.
I think my intuition is that Adam is right because twin spell specifies that you can only have 1 target. I think.
Right. So when you cast a spell, the target's only 1 creature. Yeah.
So you could get away without upcasting and still hit 2 people.
Right.
Then Syl does the other 2, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Left is Philip.
Again, if we're short here, I can just go in my ring and somebody can carry me. That way you can use it on somebody else instead of having to use it on me to make me invisible.
Oh, that's even better. And then you jump out the ring and do your sand farts.
So is that the plan then? We will use this invisibility magic to allow most of you to get close, or all of us to get close. We'll still have to cross that area that is known to make a lot of noise, so we'll have to be very careful when we do that.
So the plan would be, the plan would be we go across those little stones, and then see how we do. And then if we go invisible, I'll carry Syl in the ring, and then you guys do your magic and twin up. Oh, not twin up, but wait. Can you get 4 people then?
No.
I can get 2 and he can get 2, I think was the plan.
Yeah, okay, so Syl gets 2, Kirito gets 2, then Syl goes in his ring. Yeah. So then we all approach, and I Misty step into the room, or face step into the room, and so does Kirito, I guess. Unleash the ring and try to open the door.
Okay.
Or would it just be me and Syl in the room trying to?
Yeah, I don't think Kurtu should go in because
because I'm
he's a squishy
concentrating on
caster.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm concentrating on the spell, but also I guess my question is, if we're planning on doing it that way, then why do we need 4 people invisible if we're going to open the door?
Because we need to walk up
Because
to
if
the
they get
door.
overwhelmed, then we have to be close by to get in before they close it again.
Yeah, you guys have to be on the side of the door. If I open it, then you guys can hold the door or do what you need to do to get into the room.
And we need to be invisible to do that.
Otherwise, they'll see you walk up the road.
But they're going to know something's going on because we opened the door.
Well, if they know we're there, if they don't think we're there, they won't be necessarily right by the door, right? But if 2 of us are visible and we walk up and you're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, we thought we'd talk," and they're gonna walk to the door, and they're gonna probably block the keyhole. I won't be able to face step in and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking. If we engage conversation, then I won't be able to see a spot where I can face step.
Right. I'm just wondering why 4 people, not 2. I mean, that's all I'm wondering.
Because the 2 people go in and they get fucked. We don't know how many of them there are. They could just get dogpiled. So we would want as many people as possible up there to help with a fight if it comes to a fight.
Okay, I mean, if that's what you guys want to do, I just don't. I mean, if you're opening it, I mean, either way, the other 2 people that are not invisible, who are invisible, are going to be on the other side of the door anyway. So, I mean, if you open the door, then,
well, yeah, because
you got to be expecting people.
We'd rather them not expect us until I Misty step in. Like, when I'm invisible, Misty stepped in, you guys invisible outside.
So what you're assuming is that they can see you instead of just hear you going to the door then, right?
Well, what he means is when he opens the door, they're going to notice that the door is opening.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like an idiot, but if I was in a room with other people in there, right, and you're opening the door, they're going to try to close the door regardless on if they see people there or not. That's my point.
Well,
is it worth a 3rd level spell slot? I don't know, right? So that's what I'm getting at.
Well, what's our other solution? Casting fly and getting up on the bridge? That's also
I just don't know. Right, but that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm trying to get at is, why do we need 4 people invisible, not just 2? That's what my question is.
Well, so let's play it this way. I'm invisible, and I have Syl in the ring, and maybe that's it, right? And I walk up to the door, and then where are you guys going to be?
Because the problem is if the rest of us don't go invisible, we're either back here or they're gonna see us come back. Because now they know people are in the area, they're gonna be more attentive looking out the crenellations and such. So I think we need to all be more or less together. They do their thing, get the door open, we all rush in, and then now we're inside and we can figure it out from there.
Okay, I mean, I just didn't think that we knew if they were. I mean, maybe they were seeing us. I just didn't
Oh, yeah.
hear them see us at all. I
No,
mean,
remember when we walked up? Yeah, when I walked up, I was next to Philip, and with I guess my perception, I don't know what happened, but I noticed that some people gasped at the road, and then Philip said "shh," and I said, "Why shush? They were sitting ducks. Run to the door. They know we're here, and that's why we went to the door. They noticed us."
okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. I only remember them talking, or I didn't remember any of
Oh,
that.
yeah,
My
yeah, okay.
apologies. Right.
No,
So
that makes sense now.
yeah,
Okay.
I only knew that they were connecting with us once he tried to open the door. That's all I remembered. So okay, that helps out a little bit. Thank you. Sorry
Okay.
about that, folks.
No worries.
No worries.
All
That's
gotta be
why I
on the
was-
same page.
Yeah, we're on the same. Yeah, they saw us on the road before we walked up to the door.
Yeah, so that was last session. I forgot about that then. Okay.
All right, so I don't know about this plan. It's gonna take some dice rolls. First, we got to get past the rocks. Then, if we're able to do that, hopefully, then we go invisible. And
Surely we go invisible first, right? It lasts an hour. And then even if we do make noise, like, they'll look out the window and not see anything. It's still a pretty far distance, so they might just think it's like ice shifting.
Oh yeah, then we could wait it out. Like get to the door, and then wait 10 minutes until they get bored, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Leroy's typing about what is this? Once doors there comes around. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. So go invisible. Go across the rocks. I wait for a hole in the keyhole. Then, hey, Philip, do you remember there be keyhole, or is there a chance I could see inside room or not?
I didn't get a good look. As I rushed forward, I put my body close to the door. There was a handle. I do not recall if there was a keyhole.
Oh, well, that's kind of important.
If I wonder if I remember if there was keyhole.
I don't know, do you?
Would the perceptive elf who was standing right behind him have noticed a keyhole?
Give me a blind check here. Yeah, you do seem to recall that there was a keyhole, yes.
Oh, see, I remember now. Underneath, you went in there and I saw keyhole. So this is good.
Then why did you ask me if I... No, I'm just kidding.
I am already in dour mood. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
I mean, I can't think of a better plan, aside from, I don't know, just trying to go up and talk to them and have them let us in without spending resources, but it didn't seem like that was going to work. They seemed pretty protective of this place.
Do we know who they are? Do you guys know?
Nope.
Hey, Philip, in your pursuit of dragon, you must have ran to others who are also very, very interested in dragon. Do you feel these people are familiar to you in some way?
We haven't seen them at all. I've only heard their voices. It's hard to make much guess or determination based on a voice alone.
Would there be other bands of dragon slayers out and about?
I suppose it's possible, but that doesn't seem likely.
We could go up and just ask them. And then if it doesn't work, then we go the invisible route.
That was one option. Try to negotiate outside door with these people we do not know, and with someone like me who cannot negotiate or persuade or do anything like that, or even intimidate.
Yeah, and if negotiations go south, they could just wake up the dragon and get us killed really, really easily. So,
Well, what do you think? If we go in there and start stabby, that won't make any noise?
I mean, it'll make noise, but at least we'll be inside. We'd have some cover from the big flying scaly monster.
We don't even
No
know where the
offense, man.
dragon is! And scales are good. They're beautiful. I love scales.
The truth is, no plan that we make here is guaranteed to work. Based on what I've heard so far, I think this is the best options that we have. If we can approach quietly and manage to get through the door silently, then we will be able to apprise the situation on the other side. Gale, can you do this?
Well, to be honest, I am not the sneaky type, so there will be that hindrance upon myself doing so. Mostly that I'm better at hitting things, smacking them.
But it seems as though there is nobody else in the team that can get through this keyhole quietly.
Yes, but also, the contrary to my last engagement, you should usually be pretty hard to hit, but that was not so obvious last time.
Well, unless anybody has any other options right now, I think this is the best we have. I suggest we wait here for about an hour or so. That should give plenty of time for them to realize or at least conclude that we have left. And if that is the case, then we can approach and set this plan into motion. If there's any objection, speak now.
Object, an hour sounds really good, actually, to restore our meat points. I mean, recover from our injuries.
That one he likes much better. Alright, with no objections then, the team settles here, looking around and just trying to essentially catch their breath. If you wish to spend one of your short rests, always make sure in your display that your short rests are up to date. Kurtu, I think you should have 2, even though it says 0 right now. I can't imagine you spent 2. If you're spending a short rest during this point, just go ahead and type in short rest in the chat and I will apply one to you. Alright, so just the 2 of you, so I'll apply short rest to both of you. Okay, and with our house rules in this, that will set you to max HP for the short rest and any other benefits that you get from your short rest recovery. About the end of this short rest time, you guys hear the sound of movement coming from the west.
Wonder who that could be.
A kraken! Whoa!
Shh, we must be very quiet. It might be another bad guy coming.
The firebolt singes.
I use action surge and try to stop him.
Alright, you notice Philip kind of turns and looks that way and then looks back at you all and says, I presume that must be the sound of your companion?
Assumptions are dangerous, but I can go check it out.
Do
So I guess
quietly.
I'll start stealthing this way, moving at half speed. How far away does it sound? Can we tell? Or is it too echoey in this?
Yeah, it's pretty
cavern?
echoey here to know for sure.
And this is like a canyon, right, Adam?
Essentially, yeah.
What the fuck is that? So I see what I see, even with the sightlines?
Yes.
So I will go here. Nice. I will go here and just kind of put a finger to my mouth and wave with the other hand.
I'll lift my big arm and wave back and gently move myself and my new steed along this skinny trail. And when I get close to Josephine, I'll just go, "Hey,
Hey, buddy. Shh. Quiet,
What?
quiet. There's
What?
people up in the fortress, and we're gonna take them by surprise, okay? You got it? Right? But we gotta be quiet. How quiet is this horse of yours? Cool horse, by the way.
Thank you. Yes, it is very nice horse. I'm not quiet at all. I think you guys know this. Me nor the horse. It's not a skill of mine.
Can you?
But I look cool.
Yeah, you got here all by yourself? That's really fucking awesome, man.
Yep. You guys left, there was like a big old bloody mess. It was like a wolf and like a hill giant. I assumed that was you guys. There was like big old fist bruises. I think
Oh,
that
hell
was
yeah,
your
dude.
door.
Yeah, man. He almost sat on me. It was crazy. We didn't do the ogre, though.
Oh, the
That was
frozen
already
one?
there. Yeah, that was already there.
Nice. Well, I didn't have any trouble getting here. It was a little chilly, but Eric's here. He's a good boy.
Well, I'm real fucking happy for you. Must have been nice. But, yeah, we gotta go real quiet, like, okay? Can you, like, put him away, or do you want to make your grand entrance? Can we, if I look behind us, can we see the fortress from here, or is it blocked off? Are we, like, secluded in this little hallway thing?
You're kind of secluded because of the way it rises.
Uh-huh. So, do I think that if they were to look down in the crenellations, they could see in this crevice, or are we sheltered? From what I saw before.
I would say you think it would be difficult for them to see there, but not impossible.
Alright, dude. Probably best to get off the horse.
Yeah, but I can't dismiss him. I mean, like, if he goes away, then I have to spend magic to bring him back, but I can speak to him telepathically. So I could just tell him to wait and call him when ready. You know what I mean?
Cool. Do that. That sounds like a plan.
In my head, I tell him to nip at Josephine.
And he does.
I get a defense roll?
I imagine
No,
this isn't like an attack, so...
No, he kind of like nudges you in the chest with his nose and kind of like clamps his teeth down. See, I told him to do that. See, okay, well, look,
Wow,
I can't
he's
get
obedient.
off. Yeah, you're in my way, so let me get off the horse. Okay. I'll just gently walk him. How about that?
Sure, whatever.
In my mind, I'm going to tell my horse to tiptoe.
He'll do the best he can as a horse can, you know.
Yeah, you know those horse shows where they make them do that weird, like, trot?
I was just going to say, you notice a horse practicing dressage coming down the canyon.
I think he got stuck in the wall there, Adam.
Shocking.
I was more thinking about Maximus and Tangled, but hey, maybe I'm the only one who's seen that movie.
We're
No
good.
thought.
We're good, guys. This is our buddy. He made it. All by himself. Isn't that amazing?
You can't honestly think that this horse is going to be quiet enough. You realize this is a stealth mission.
You're talking kind of loud. Who the fuck are you?
Oh, this is our new friend. This is Phil. I mean, Philip.
Oh, you look like a Philip. Hi.
Greetings, and I assume that you are Leroy.
That's what my mother called me, yes.
Wonderful. Then, if you are here to aid us, I need to understand what your capabilities are as well.
Keeping you from dying, asshole. Why are you so mean?
See, he cocks his head a little bit and says, "It's a wonder any of you have managed to accomplish anything recently. None of you seem to work together well at all. Your communication skills are very poor."
We're trying.
You're talking really loud for somebody reprimanding people for a stealth mission. You get that, right?
Do you understand how far back we've moved from the point of contact of the enemy?
No, because I just got here, dumbass.
So maybe
Why don't you
you
bring
should
me up to
fill
speed?
in. Maybe you should
Okay.
listen more and stop asking so many questions.
Not a problem. So,
So the question to you is, what are your capabilities?
okay,
He can
well,
ride a horse.
very good. I've been practicing. Let's see, I have spells that will, I don't know, boost your abilities, make you harder to hit, repair you in case you're injured. I can restrict you from being a scared little baby. And, normal things like that. I have divine powers.
Okay, well, the plan right now is Gale here is going to magically move through the door while he is invisible thanks to the magic of Kurtu here. So if you can make it where it's harder for him to be hit, why don't you do that? And then that way when he goes on the other side, it's more likely he will survive long enough to get the door opened.
I mean, yeah, I can do that. It lasts about 10 minutes, though.
All right, well, this seems to be the opportune time. Why don't we do the invisibility spell? If you said that takes or lasts about an hour, why don't you do that? And then you hit him with whatever magic defense you're talking about. And then Gale, it'll be your show. And then Syl, you're going to go into your ring, and Gale's going to take you with him.
I also want to say, if you guys are trying to be sneaky, I have that move where, like, it surrounds us in shadow and makes it really hard for people to
He actually
see
takes
us.
his hand and hits his helmet. So that would be a capability that you have that's particular, very specific to stealth, but you didn't think to mention it until just now.
Well, I have a lot of abilities, man. Like, I have to go through the list, read them again.
Read off the pair character sheet.
Hey guys, let's all put our dicks away, okay? This is good. This is better. We should all be happy about this new revelation.
So
That wasn't new to us.
Yes, explain this ability more clearly then. Will it prevent them from both seeing and hearing everybody in the group?
It's not. It's okay. So look, if you stay, it's like an aura, right? Like I give off this shadowy aura, and it silence and makes us harder to be detected. You get a significant boost to your already stealthy abilities. Plus, we can't be tracked magically. Like if somebody were to try to locate us, they could not do so. And also, we don't leave tracks in the snow, which is cool. I thought it was cool, at least.
Question. While that's happening, will we feel it happening? Because we're all not going to be able to see each other. So how do we know we're going to be staying within range of you?
Well, judging by this cliff here, maybe we do
Why
like
don't we
a
all
buddy
hold
system.
hands?
No, I was thinking like a buddy system, rope to rope for two people. Yeah,
But what if we held hands?
I like your hands. They're soft and tiny.
Sure.
Well, hello. My name is Gale Fuseflaw, and I'm the one who's going to magically go inside the thing. But I think we just stay close to each other, just hand on shoulder or something.
Oh, and maybe let me be in the middle. And if I'm in the middle, then, it should cover everybody.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. I don't know if we tie ropes around each other. Would the rope be invisible too? Does that count as an object we're wearing or carrying?
I would rather not to be tied with somebody else in case the shit hits the driveway.
It can be its own kind of fun,
Okay, small hands.
So, who's going to be invisible? That sounds fun. Never done
Fucking
it.
all of us, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
I'm missing somebody. Is somebody sitting on top of somebody? 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be. Am I a moron? Oh no, I just can't count. That's fine. There's 6 of us.
You never pointed at yourself. You had to count yourself.
Oh yeah, that's right. 6.
So we can make 4 people invisible, is what we figured out.
And 1 guy can go in his ring. So we only need 5. Uh-oh. I see a problem.
Yes, but Syl needs to cast invisibility as well before he goes into his ring.
Wait. I thought we just said we were using this new guy's ability to make everybody unseen.
We make yourselves unseen, and we're
Yes, a
super
combination.
fucking advantage.
It's not like unseen. Like, they could still see you if they're really, really good, but, like, it does make it a lot harder.
Wait a minute. So
A
you
lot
tell
harder,
me?
but not impossible. Look at this guy's armor, man.
So you tell
Gonna
me
make a lot
you
of
can
noise.
you can just make me that you can't see me and I go inside the room?
No.
Magically appeared? So then why?
So
Judge?
your form of invisibility is visible, correct? I'm just trying to understand.
Yes, let me read off exactly how my ancestors worded it.
Oh, it's PWT. Why don't you just
Yeah,
say
that's what I thought he was talking about.
So we get plus 10, and we get advantage for being invisible. So it would be really hard to fuck this up if we stacked them together. But one person kind of gets fucked here.
Well,
Unless we
not
leave somebody behind.
You can leave somebody on my horse, and I can speak to him, and when I say, come on, and then he'll come, and you ride him in, you know?
How about you, Phil? This is our chance to show you what we can do, huh?
You want me to stay back on the horse until he tells the horse to rush forward?
I mean, you don't have to stay on the horse if you want to. We can take care of it. It won't be a problem.
If I'm understanding this ability that you're speaking of clearly, Leroy, I think that will be more than sufficient.
So on to the subject of special abilities, Mr. Philip, what are yours?
I'm a commander. I'm very good at controlling groups of people through tactics.
I don't know. You already complained that that's not listening.
I don't
Jesus Christ. We're
Usually
bullying
my
this guy so hard.
Usually my
guy
troops
hates it.
aren't this unruly.
Well, I know you were very good at battle, so you can swing sword. Can you cast spells too? Like Gertu cast spells?
I am not a typical kind of spellcaster, if that's what you're asking. I do have a limited amount of healing power, though.
Well, see, that is very good to know. We're starting to know each other better. I feel better, but still kind of dour.
Great, so now that we've spent nearly 2 hours here going over various plans, I suggest we go with Leroy's magic can't hear or see aura, and we all try to get as close as we can and see how that goes.
And then what? They look out the door and...
Once we're at the door, then Gale, with Syl in the ring, goes through the keyhole as already discussed, and open the door from the other side.
while visible. Or
In
are we
that
still doing
brief moment, sure. If you wish to, in addition to this magic that Leroy's casting, also cast invisibility, I will leave that up to you. Keep in mind, we still have to, after getting past these guys, presumably face and defeat the dragon as well.
Well, I think it's a good plan. I don't know. Sil, how do you get out of ring? Is that something I do or is that something you do?
You just drop it on the ground and say my name.
Does that take action, a bonus action, or reaction, or super action? What kind of action?
Not on your end, no.
So free action. Boom.
Here's another question.
I want to count my action because I need to get that freaking door, and I don't want to spend an action getting you out and then.
Yeah,
paying for
here's
it.
the question. How do you...
Dropping an item doesn't use any action
Yeah.
economy, so that's why I
Free
said
action.
that. You can literally, all you have to do is say my name to let me know we're inside, though. I can hear everything that's going on. I just can't see out of the ring.
Oh, will you come out of the ring wherever I drop it?
That's just within 5 feet of wherever the ring is. Or
Oh,
the space the ring is in, or something. I gotta read it's a giant
May-
block of text here.
maybe Gale can throw it 5 feet. I don't know.
Probably better than Finn anyway.
Well,
Dropped your ring in a trap. Sorry. Okay, so I think the action economy is now I understand that, so that's good.
Yeah, it's bonus action for me to exit, but nothing for you.
Sweet.
I am still a little concerned because, yeah, I mean, it will help us be more sneaky, but I am in heavy armor. I make big footsteps, just like you, Philip. So, are we sure our two big guys don't want to be invisible just in case we make too much noise? I mean, I know it's a risky maneuver using magic that we can't get back until a few days from now, but just a thought.
I think we should not be using too many resources at this point, but if the two of them feel more comfortable being invisible, then that is their choice.
Well, Philip thinks we don't need to. We just use your special PWT, as you say, and we get the door. I go invisible, go inside, drop the ring, open door. Simple, easy to remember.
And one more thing. If you get in there and they start fucking you up, tell them we're gonna start screaming real loudly and waking up that dragon if they try to kill you, okay?
That's a good idea.
Except it would kind of fuck us over more than them, so maybe, now that I'm thinking about it.
No, I don't think negotiations is something I do. I think I will smack. Open door. My only job, open door. And then you cram door, get your tuckuses inside door, in the room, and smash. Smack them, as Bryn would say. My late sister.
Let's make sure we're through the door is open, giving passage to everybody, then we will apprise our surroundings and make our next plan. Obviously, if you are attacked, defend yourself.
Well, of course. Thank you for a reminder of self-preservation.
Then, what are we waiting for? Start up this magic aura thing.
Okay.
Wait, should
Everybody?
we get closer? Wait, it's
No, I
10 minutes,
mean,
right?
I think it lasts long.
Roll up in the text.
Yeah,
An hour.
it's just
No,
Up to 1 hour.
Yeah, we're good. And then you see Leroy, he's going to close his eyes, and as he does, because of he's an Earth Ganassi, and the terrain we're in is kind of tundra-y, instead of it being just a thick veil of shadow, he kind of whips up like a thicker layer of snow and kind of like a wind shear that surrounds us.
Very cool.
Now let's go and keep the chatter to a minimum.
Yes, Commander, yes. Is that how you say it?
Move.
Oh, that's a much bigger radius than I thought.
So, Adam, do you want us to literally stay next to each other, or can we assume that we're all got hands on staying close to Leroy?
So where you are on the map is where you'll be, but to move this along a little bit farther, my assumption is you're going to follow around this circular area, and then you're going to pass by the area with the debris, try to get past that as quietly as possible, and then, again, make your way over to the door. Is there anything anybody's doing special on the way there?
Did we decide we're not using invisibility? No, but do you guys not need me to do that?
I guess not, but you probably do want to be in your ring.
Yes, that's all.
Right
Just
now?
go in my ring then and hand it to Gale and explain, to drop it and all that again.
All right, so as you hand the ring over to Gale, so Gale, you have one hand that's on the ring, and then you'll notice Syl just kind of gets slurped up into the ring, and now you're holding that, whatever's in your other hand. Anything else special you guys are doing before you make the circuit around? Okay, hearing nothing, then I will ask for a group blind check here, stealth, as you try to pass by this debris to see how well you all do. And obviously, Syl, you won't need to make one.
Is a debris considered difficult terrain, Adam?
Yes.
Okay, I have this ability. Try to help keep me a little more quiet.
No, I would say it wouldn't cost you any more movement, but it's not as though you're gliding through the rock or anything like that, so you could still kick debris over.
Fair enough.
That's not ideal.
All right.
Their perception check.
So I'm going to stack you guys together here. Don't move for a moment.
I'm not moving. Oh, you mean it? Okay.
All right. As you guys make your way around, finding yourself here now, you've passed by the debris. You can feel free to spread out at this point. As you all pass by the debris, as you're moving by, you can hear the sound of wind kind of rustling through and all of that. And yeah, it seems quiet enough.
And Syl is not on the map yet, but
He is, but he's technically not there. He's in the ring in your hand.
okay, then where is Will? Oh, there he is. Shh, this way. Okay, so here, I'm gonna look through the keyhole, please.
All right, you get to a knee and look through the keyhole, and thanks to your dark vision, you can see a narrow hole, essentially a keyhole's amount of vision down a hallway that stretches about 25 feet to the south.
And it's dark in there, I guess, right?
It is, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna motion everyone to get closer. Okay. Maybe a little closer there, Leroy. Like, come on, get one step closer. That 5 feet may make a difference, guys.
Never know.
We are.
How many
also
times have been 5 feet short or something? All right.
in a big line too. I don't like being in a line.
So
Guy on the
okay.
other side has lightning bolt. It'll be okay.
All right. I'm going to check for traps.
All right, you spend a minute here searching the door, looking for any type of traps. Go ahead and give me a blind check. No, you do not find any traps.
Okay, I want to see a spot on the floor as close to the door as I can. So whatever you think is a ruling on that, but that's what I'm shooting for.
Okay, and your intention is to phase step through?
Yep, and I'm going to phase step now.
All right, you phase step to the other side.
Okay, I'm going to drop the ring here.
All right, and then you're going to say Syl's name so he can pop out?
Yes.
Okay.
Quietly, though.
I didn't hear him say please. No, I'm just joking. I pop out. Look right. Oh.
I put him there to cover my back. Okay.
I scoop up my ring.
Oh, yeah, actually,
Time
he
to
can
do
go
that.
You have 5 feet from the ring, that's right. Okay, I nod at you. I do I give thumbs up, like I think this is what you do in Faerun. Okay, and then I go to look at the door. How do I open it? There's a lot of locks, or what does it look like?
It looks like there is a brace bar, so you're going to have to lift the brace bar in order to open the door.
Oh, easy enough. I'm going to do that.
Okay, you open the brace bar, and it indeed opens.
I will come inside. Now, Whisper, good job, guys. We beat the door.
Adam, I'm gonna telepathically reach out to my horse and tell him to decrease the distance between us, but not too, not too close, but move a little bit up ahead.
So keeping in mind his intelligence is 6, so when you say a little bit, what are you trying to imply to him here?
I'm gonna tell him to take 50 steps forward and then stop. He can count at 6 intelligence, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 50 steps forward and stop.
I mean, I had trouble counting to 6.
I can't teach my horse to count 50 steps. But I guess.
He's a special horse.
Should we close the door behind us? A blocked door? Philip, or blocked door? Put door back.
In case we need to flee quickly, I suggest we leave it open.
Should I continue? Do I go down this corridor? We ready?
Yes, let's go, quietly as you can.
What are these rooms or these alcoves to our east?
So as you move through this area, these look to be stables.
Man, we could put your horse in here. Are they empty stables? They got like hay in them?
No, you don't see any hay. They all look to be empty, and they look like they haven't seen much use recently.
Oh, and it goes without saying that I put my goggles on if it's dark in here. So that I can see.
I can see the faint of the aura, so I still feel like I'm close enough to Leroy. I'm going to listen at this door, Adam.
Yeah, blind check. You can faintly hear the sound of crackling flames.
And what time of day is it?
It'd probably be late morning / early afternoon.
Can I listen in this one?
It is quiet.
And I'll listen to one on my south first.
You hear the sound from through the door of
A loud sound.
room volume.
Alright, and then to my west?
Also seems quiet.
Well, I don't like leaving doors, uncleared areas behind us, so for me, I point towards this door. Everyone ready? Where is Philip? Well, shall I open the door, Josephine?
You hear anything on the other side?
That sounds like fire, like maybe fire, like a chimney.
Oh, so. Yeah, I mean, we can't not. We don't know what this place is like.
All right, I'm gonna open the door. See if I can do it. Where's the?
Okay, the door opens. You notice a set of stairs here moving upwards, Gale.
I go back and go shh.
Alright, as you continue moving, I'm going to ask for stealth checks once again from Gale, Leroy, and Josephine.
Are we still under Pass Without Trace?
Yes. Okay, you continue moving quietly. Gale, as you're standing here and begin ascending these stairs, you notice an armored man standing up in this elevated area. You see him kind of scan to the north. He's kind of doing one of these where he steps up, scans to the north, scans to the northeast, and then seemingly is making a little bit of a route.
Okay, I'm gonna step up. I enter the room.
Okay, as you enter the room, he does not seem to spot you, or he's not paying attention in this direction. You notice lying on the ground here is this strange-looking device. It kind of looks almost like maybe a small cask, perhaps, with a handle on it.
I'm gonna wait for him to move again.
Okay, as you're trying to wait for him to move here again, you do see that he is going to do just that.
Then I want to stand on top of that thing.
All right, and as you start moving quickly across the room and to get over to that spot, you notice that he does hear something at this point and spins to see you. And as he does, you notice very quickly he draws both a long sword and a short sword from his side.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm going to put us in initiative order and resolve this in initiative. Okay, so Sylph, from the back you hear the sound of movement, and then you just heard Gale say what he said. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I can't see around the corner, so I don't know if I need to like dash or anything to get around. I want to try to get into the room.
So you can move through your companions as long as they're not engaged without spending any additional movement. Well, let me unlock the tokens. There you are.
So there's 20. Let's run over and stand next to him. Does it look like this guy is coming at us, or does he look like he's open to parlay, or can I tell that?
On a glance, you can't tell that. If you'd like to spend your action inciting him, you might be able to get a better idea.
I'll attack him if he comes and attacks either one of us.
All right, remind me what is in your hand, Sil?
It's my dual-bladed scimitar.
All right, so you're holding
the blade staff.
All right, so you're holding on the blade staff as you prep to strike him if he steps forward. Anything else? Okay. So we move to Philip's turn. Philip steps up, and we will move to Josephine's turn.
Josephine will come in here, and seeing this guy draw his weapons, we'll just say, "Hey, man, chill. We're not here for you. We're here for the dragon. Okay? We don't need to fight." And then I will take the dodge action and chill here.
Okay, Leroy's turn.
Alright, Leroy already has his axe and his shield in hand, and he's just going to walk up into kind of a frontline position and kind of point his axe and say, "You should tell us why you're here, or that will be the last time you see any daylight." And I will just kind of ready myself for him moving forward. I'll take a slash if he goes to engage in any of us. And yeah.
All right, Kurtu's turn.
All right, I'll come here. Hey, Adam, what is this behind me?
That is a brazier with burning wood.
Oh, I love fire. I'm standing in the right spot.
So I'm going to go ahead and ready an action if it steps within melee ranged with one of my companions, I will go ahead and shoot firebolt at him. And before I end my turn, I'm going to say,
You may want to just stop what you're doing. The Dragon has arrived.
Hey Adam, they weren't in the rooms, so I'm standing over on a strange object that Adam described, and I did that on purpose because it looked like something interesting. But I haven't touched it. I'm just standing over, just so you guys know about the room.
Okay.
All right, as we move to his turn, you notice he puts both blades out in a defensive posture as he moves forward quickly. He will step to here. Syl, would you like to take your opportunity attack?
Only if he's attacking somebody. If he's attacking, then yeah.
So the way this works is you've readied an action that if he moves up, so you're basically making this choice now. If you say no, he's going to act after that. So I can't tell you whether he's going to attack or not.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'll attack him then.
Okay, so as he steps forward, you swing out. Go ahead and make your attacks at disadvantage. All right, the first attack will miss. I don't know if you have multiple attacks or not, but I usually just say first attack.
You get multiple attacks on held.
Correct, right, because you readied an action, so it's only one, right. So you swing out with that double-bladed staff, but he is able to evade that strike. Leroy, do you want to take your readied action?
No, I'm gonna keep my reaction instead.
Okay, Kurtu, do you want to take yours?
can you describe him again, please?
He put his blades in a defensive posture as he stepped forward.
I mean, describe him as a humanoid or something.
Oh, yes, he is a human. He is wearing splint armor. He has a long sword in one hand, a short sword in the other. If you're looking for anything more specific, it looks pretty bulky, like maybe 6 foot tall, probably 220, 230 pounds, something like that.
Does he have any religious emblems or anything that I would perceive to be, like a holy order or anything?
Not that you spot at a glance, no.
All right, I'm actually not going to take an action.
Okay, so that's 5. He starts making his way down the stairs. As he does, you can see he's holding one blade out back towards you guys, and then one blade in the direction that he's going. And then he yells very loudly, "We got intruders! Intruders up on the balcony!"
Okay. Well, we're doing it now then, aren't we?
We move to Gale's turn.
Shut him up, Gale.
Well, I think that's too late. Don't forget that thing on floor. 5, 10, 15, 20. I need 20 to there. And I'm going to sheath my sword for reaction, and I'm going to attempt to grapple him. And I keep forgetting the terms, but I want to grab him and try to pull him back into the room with us, if I could do that.
So that would be a grapple, and if successful, you move at half speed to move him.
Okay, sounds good. I'll try that.
Okay, so go ahead and make a grapple check against his grapple ability. Yes, you will successfully grapple him.
Nice.
That's 20, so I'll move 5 feet with him, and that'll be 30.
All right, so you grab onto one of his arms and pull him back. All right, before the top of the round. Okay, we move to Syl's turn and a little bit more up-tempo music.
Don't forget Dora next to me, Dora.
I will bonus action Hex the running guy in Hex's strength.
Okay. That's saying you have no spell slots
Yeah,
left.
it's because of packed slots. For some reason, that API doesn't work right with packed slots. I went ahead and reduced it to 1.
Okay, so 1 slot left. Gotcha.
And then I will move in. Can I attack him around the corner? How do you do that?
You can, but he will have cover.
Come in and attack him.
And these attacks will be at disadvantage.
No benefit from the grapple?
Nope, grapple just sets your speed to 0.
Okay.
Okay, first attack will miss. Second attack will manage to connect around the corner. All right, blade slashes into him with that necrotic effect from the hex. All right, Philip steps up and will step to here, and you hear him say, "You should have surrendered. Now we're going to have to take you down." And he puts a second hand on that great sword as he swings out a couple of times. But misses both times. Josephine.
All right, I will go here. Body block the door in case anything comes through here. And then the arms are coming out. So I think we had this programmed in. So he's got to make a dex. Well, it would be a dex save. I don't know if grappling affects that at all.
Nope.
But okay, so here that comes. So this is one key point. That's probably gonna miss.
That will miss, yes.
All right, so I will take 2 attacks at him with my astral fist, extended range through my buddy. He has some cover from this as well.
He has cover and your attack's at disadvantage, of course.
Yep. I gotta try to hit him. So 1. Jesus.
That'll definitely do it.
So
yeah,
that'll go.
Okay.
So there's that, and I will roll. Did we say bludgeoning even though it's force?
No, if it's force damage, you're going to roll a force crit.
Okay. So force crit. Spell attack rolls have advantage, so 11 damage and advantage for spell attacks. And then my second attack. Where'd it go? Watcha! That's probably a miss.
That will miss, yes.
Yeah. And that is me done.
All right, popping into the space behind Philip here, you notice another man dressed in similar garb and gears similarly. And as he pops in this corner, he says, "Everybody just calm down now. There doesn't need to be a fight." Leroy's turn.
There's too many people in this hallway. I can't do anything. I can throw a javelin, but probably hit one of you in the head. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move back a little bit, give some more space to pull everybody into the room, and I'm going to shout down the hallway. Oh, I think I accidentally just exited out of Roll20. Oops.
Yeah. New laptop.
It's the new mouse. I hit mouse button 4. Apparently that is a closed tab. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shout down to the other guy and say, "If you want to parlay, then come into the room with us." And take a dodge action.
Okay, Kurtu.
All right, not able to see the what's going on down south. I'm gonna go up here, and I am going to ready an action. If I hear more battling going on, then I'm going to cast Mind Sliver at the guy I can see.
If you hear more battling, I need you to be more specific on what you mean.
Yeah, if I hear just the fight continuing. I mean, if I hear somebody, ouch, like the fight's
So
still
if
going
somebody
on.
suffers damage, then you want to cast Mind Sliver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it that way. Yeah.
All right, got it. Okay, so this guy is going to try to break the grapple from you here, Gale. So go ahead and give me a athletics check, please.
Remember, his strength is hexed.
Right, so that's disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me just calculate this real quick. Yeah, so as he tries to break free from you, you notice these sort of like dark tendrils surrounding him and making it difficult for him to do so. He will try a second time. I'll need another check there, Gale. Yeah, once again, he's trying to get away as best he can, but he is unable to do so. Okay, Gale, your turn.
If you want to parlay, tell your friend to drop his sword to ground, both of them, and we talk. Why you here? I'm talking to the guy below Philip.
You all drop your weapons! Oh, not gonna do it? Gee, I wonder why. How about just stop swinging them, huh?
Okay, we can stop swinging, and I'm going to keep a hold of this guy's collar. And then I'll say, if you need to talk, you talk to Philip. He is in charge of this thing, and I'm just going to... I don't know if I can... I haven't grappled. Can I still attack with a grapple?
What is in your hands?
No, I have a sword. Yeah, no, I have a shield, and I have him, so no.
I'm gonna say, just real quick for 6 seconds, I'm gonna say, pull him into the room, Gale. Out of the hallway.
I don't like this thing in corner, and I nod at this thing. I don't pull him 10, so I'll put him here, Adam. And, I don't want him going to that thing. I don't know what that is. I never use my free action stuff. I'm going to... No, I don't... Can I go here? No. Yeah, you know what? I'll go here, and then I'll pull him there. And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. With him fighting against you, you manage to pull him forward. All right, top of the round, Syl.
I'm gonna keep attacking the guy I hexed.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
That's still disadvantage.
No, it is not.
He tried to break the grapple, so you don't
Hey.
dodge it no more.
You're fitting well with this crowd here, Josh.
That will miss, Syl.
Yeah, he had his chance for parlay.
And that will miss as well. The bonus action will connect. All right, blade slashes into him, wounding him. Okay, we move to Philip's turn, and he is going to disengage as he steps back to here and continues pointing his blade down to the south. Josephine.
Remind me how non-lethal damage works. I have to declare it ahead of time?
Yes, on the attack that drops it to 0, you have to declare that you're doing it non-lethally. So if you say, like, all my attacks this round are going to be non-lethal, that's fine.
I would like to try to knock this guy out with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
So, non-lethal with the flank. Quarterstaff two-handed.
That
It's
will
an 18
connect.
hit.
You wound him with that strike.
Second one. Oh god, why does my character sheet keep disappearing? Whack.
Yes, that will hit as well.
So non-lethal, I'm gonna knock him out.
And he will indeed fall to the ground. Still grappled by Gale, but obviously unconscious.
And then I will... We're gonna talk, he's okay, but we need to know why you're here. I'll say to the other guy, and I will hold my position here at the door.
All right, you hear him shouting backwards. Close the door! Seal it up! They've continued! Okay, Leroy's turn.
All right, Leroy is going to move down the hallway. And is the door still open, or did he close it on his way out?
The door is closed.
I'm going to look over my shoulder and say, they're probably regrouping. I don't know where they went, but they shut the door. Should I pursue?
Open the door.
We shouldn't get trapped in here. We don't know what they can do.
Alright, well, I will use my dash action, Adam, to move to the door, and my interact with object to open said door.
So you said you have shield and axe in hand, right?
Yeah. I'll drop the axe.
Okay, axe drops to the ground. You reach forward with your interact with object. You pull the door open, but it is difficult to do so. Give me a blind check as you attempt to pull the door open. You are unable to open the door, Leroy, as you can feel it being held from the other side.
Yeah, they're trying to trap us in here. Bunch of bitches. I'm gonna shout through the door. Hey! You better let us out or I'm gonna kill you.
Good one.
Cartoon.
That'll work.
Yeah, I don't think that means what you think it does.
Hey, Adam, what is this to my right?
Yeah, on a quick glance, so keep in mind you can of course spend an action to investigate it, but on a quick glance it looks like some type of strange container that has this holder like drilled into it. So that top loop looks like you'd put your hand in there to carry it. What exactly it is, hard to say.
All right, I'm actually going to go over here and look down. See what I see, if I see anybody running or anything like that, and that's going to be my action. Oh, and I'll look down. Actually, I might as well just take the dodge action while I'm doing that. So.
Okay. Yeah, this guy is unconscious. So we move to Gale.
Alright, I want to know what that is, Adam, so I'll spend an action to do that.
Sure, yeah, give me a blind check here as you investigate the object. Alright, so you look down at this object. You haven't a clue. You pick it up. Are you willing to pick it up? Let me ask that, I should say.
Well, I'm thinking that it's some type of alarm to let other people know. So I don't know. I don't want to pick it up, but I want to see if it's going to make noise.
So without touching it, as you look at it and just try to call upon all of your knowledge, things that you've seen throughout your journeys, you are absolutely baffled as to what this thing could be. If it is some kind of alarm, you have no idea how it works.
In other words, I rolled a...
Not good score.
The color was red.
Just don't touch it until we know what it does, okay? Maybe this guy can tell us when he wakes up. We might be in here a while.
Well... It's a free action to obviously ungrapple someone, right?
Yes, no action to just let go.
Alright, so action to do that. I'm going to draw my sword and put it on his neck and say, you have 6 seconds to solve this, or your little sleeping friend dies with sword in the pharynx right underneath the Adam's apple.
Who are you saying this to?
To Josephine.
Oh, okay. I was like, there's only one unconscious guy in the room, right? But okay.
But she just told me this guy may tell you what it does, and I'm like, this guy's going to die.
Gotcha. All right, I'm with you now. So Leroy, from the other side of the door, you can hear muffled conversation, and you can hear the sound of something being moved, perhaps. Like it doesn't sound like metal or anything, but you can hear the sound of a lot of commotion from the other side of the door. You hear, yeah, there, go take it there, right there, wrap it around.
Sounds like they're doing something to the door.
All right, and we move to the top of the round, guys, and we are halfway through our session, and we're also in a spot where I think it's safe to say we can exit combat here. So let's exit combat, pick up in 15 minutes on the other side, and see what the group is going to decide to do.
Sounds good.
Dun, dun, dun.
See you guys in 15 minutes. Welcome everybody to the second half of Dragon of Icespire Peak. The group is currently in a room where they have just knocked out one of these assailants or defenders, depending on your point of view, and they are in a little bit of an interesting situation. So yeah, let's see. So, group, to recap really quickly, you guys are in this room. Leroy, you had tried opening this door, heard some commotion from the other side. Gale, you had put a blade to this guy who's unconscious, blade to his throat. As you look to Josephine, you notice Philip at this point looks back and kind of gives you an odd look, and he says, "He might be more worth to us alive than dead. Perhaps they would be willing to ransom him back."
Very well. I'll sheath my sword, and then I will say, someone smarter than me should look at this strange object, and why is it here and it looks so very stupid? And by the way, also, who cares about the people locking door behind you? We need to go find this dragon, so let's go.
I do agree. I mean, we didn't really come here to fight these raiders or whatever.
Yeah, what does this guy look like? Does he have any symbols, iconography? Does he just look like some scruffy bandit? What?
So it sounds like you'd like to spend some time searching his body to see if you can find anything of significance.
Yeah,
while he's doing that, I'll take his weapons and like put them over here or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
anything that might tell us like who these people are. Plus, obviously, Syl is going to look for any valuables as well.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and throw me a blind check, Syl. And Josephine, you've taken his longsword and short sword and put him in the corner.
I don't think they really wanted to fight us, though.
All right, so as you're looking this guy over, Syl, again, not in the heat of this battle, you can see he is a brutish guy, kind of rugged. He has these kind of blade scars on his face that are very fine. As you look at him, it looks like he's probably been in many different fights, is what you'd guess. You see he is wearing splint mail armor. The two blades were taken away from him. He would have some sort of basic provisions. Think of this as like rations, a water skin, some rope. You do find that he has in his pouch a total of 18 gold pieces. You also notice that as you're kind of moving parts of his body around, clothes, all that kind of thing, you notice on his shoulder he has, I'm trying to think of a brand, so not a tattoo, but an actual brand that looks to be of an axe of some kind.
Take a look at this. Any of you know what this means? And I point that out to everybody.
Maybe that's like a mercenary group he's a part of or something.
I can't imagine any dignified warrior group branding themselves so savagely.
If you are proficient in history, or for some reason you have a background, or you can give me a good case as to why your character might know something about, say, mercenaries or something like that, then you can make a check and possibly know what this is.
I'm proficient in history. Spent all that time in the tomb reading. Maybe I read something about it.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're looking at this, Leroy, looking at this brand, I would say you recognize that this is the brand of a group called the Stone Cold Reavers, but you don't remember much about them, what they stand for, or what they're about.
Yeah, so, I mean, there was like maybe a paragraph on these guys, but not much in terms of what they do. I mean, they're the Stone Cold Reavers. It's kind of silly, but Reavers doesn't sound pleasant, does it?
I would have gone with Stone Cold Killers.
We don't even have a name. They've got a name. They're one step ahead of us.
Well, at least we know not to go with that one. dumb.
Yeah, I'm not getting a tattoo or branding of a sword or axe or whatever that is.
What about a lance, though?
Ooh, yeah, too. We could be
Adam,
the Dragon Lance. Yeah, that'd be us.
It's got a ring to it.
what type of armor is he wearing, Adam?
Splint.
Okay, I'm gonna take his armor off.
Okay, it'll take you, I think it's 5 minutes to unequip heavy armor, but yeah, you can spend the time doing that.
Cool, and I'm gonna just toss it into the brazier over here. Unless somebody wants it.
What?
Three,
Why do that?
two-
I'm gonna tie his hands.
Because I don't want to carry it.
Why? I mean, but if these guys haven't been fighting us, then why are you going ahead and ruining their?
He didn't fight us because he was outnumbered. He went to get his friends. And by the way, somebody look at this thing.
I just don't understand why we're destroying his arm. Maybe he'll need it if he's not bad.
Yeah, well, Kertu, I'm going to rest under the assumption that anyone hanging out with a dragon is not someone that we want behind us, armored and weaponized. You know what I mean? I know that you have, an affinity to dragons and things like that, but...
That has nothing to do with it. He's not a dragon.
Yeah, so why do you care if I burn his armor?
While they're arguing, I look at the thing.
You give me a blind check, Josephine. Are you willing to pick it up in order to physically inspect it?
No.
Okay, so this is a visual only check.
I'm sorry, what did you say, investigation?
Blind check, please. Yeah, again, it looks like some kind of a container with a handle on it. What's inside of it, hard to tell without picking it up or interacting with it physically, but yeah, you would assume it's some kind of container with a handle.
I bet you
It
pick up
holds
part of
stuff.
I bet you pick up the fire and you throw the fire over the wall or something.
It's probably his water bottle.
How big is it? Does it take up the whole space?
It's fairly large, yeah, I would say it's probably true to size.
He's a heavy drinker. Like my dad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joseph. Well, we come to kill dragon. Philip, what we do? We come to kill dragon. Who cares about these little toys that are throwing pebbles in my shoe?
You want me to tie him up? Just
Yes.
leave him here?
I think, is that what my check was for, Adam?
Yep, you said you wanted to tie his hands,
Yep.
so I'm assuming that you would tie his hands. Yeah, Philip looks and looks back the hallway and he says, I don't like the idea of them back behind us, but if they are playing defense, then I suppose, yes, maybe it makes sense for us to push forward.
One way to go. And I point at the door.
Yeah, and I got Eric's out there, so if they try to escape, I'll just put them on watch. I'll close my eyes and say, hey, Eric's, man, if anybody comes out that door that's not us, you just let me know, yeah? Okay, he'll be waiting, he'll let me know. So, yeah.
Okay, so we leave strange water bottle in room, and I will check for traps here or something.
Okay, blind check as you spend a minute searching this door for traps. No, there does not seem to be any traps on this door. Okay.
Before we go outside, that might have been a little loud. I know that we don't really know what they were saying about waking the dragon, if he's really asleep or anything. But if they weren't being facetious, perhaps we cross this bridge with a bit of haste.
Well, you have your PWT, as you say? We use that. Let's go before it dies.
I never called it that. You called it that.
Oh, I did. That's very clever of me.
Okay, Kurtu, as you're the first person to physically touch this object and then open it, yes, you notice there's that top area there which kind of spins open. Looking inside, you can see a bunch of oddly shaped objects that all look to be fairly bulky. As you open them, you kind of look at them, maybe touch upon them, you can feel that they all contain sort of like beads, perhaps, or some kind of rice, maybe, hard to say.
Maybe it's just their food, rations that they're keeping in here for a rainy day.
I'm
Adam,
bored, actually.
I'm going to look over here to the cauldron. Look inside. Do I see any like the small beads or anything like that inside, or maybe that have fell to the side? I'm trying to see if I can connect A with B, if that makes sense.
You cannot. No, you don't see anything like that.
All right, I'll tell the group what I found in there.
It's not water. There's little like beads and stuff.
So again, just to make sure I know, because it's an imagination game, so it's always challenging. So you turn the lid off, and there's these objects inside. So think of like squares, circles, triangles. Each one of these is like a pouchy kind of material. And as you touch it, you can feel inside of those pouches there's beads or rice or something like that.
They're like bags of jelly beans and things.
Open that up. I don't want to spend too much time. What is in those bags?
You were so curious and you left
Fine,
it
I will
alone.
open them up. I'm going to take a bag out and open it up.
It doesn't have any way to be opened. Are you wanting to cut it open?
I guess imagination. I imagine the inside was a bunch of bags or something. But yeah, sure.
Okay, so yeah, you take a blade and you start cutting open this bag, and yes, inside you notice a bunch of oddly shaped beans and rice combined.
It's their breakfast.
It's an MRE.
Let's go.
Maybe they play this game I read about called Cornhole.
Ugh, Are you with me, Philip? You ready?
Yes, I agree with the earlier statement. Let's try to cross this fairly quickly. Looks like there is a door on the other side. Maybe get across, open it quickly, and we'll try to follow as quickly as we can.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Can I make a perception check, see if I see anything like coming from the sky or down below us?
If you want to
Doesn't
stop
look
here
like
for a
bridge.
moment and look around, sure.
Brief couple of seconds.
If it's that, then I'd call this your passive perception as you scan around quickly, and no, you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I'll look for traps.
All right, so you drop down, spend a minute here searching for traps as you hear some anxious, I imagine, tappy taps from behind you, and no, you do not find any traps.
We should try to talk quietly. I don't know which way. I just went this way. I don't care which way we go. Maybe Philip, you lead since you have commander skills.
What are these? Are these just like little thin doors, or what are these on the side of the wall here?
Those are crenellations, much like you saw on the other side.
Can we move through them?
No, unless you were small size and willing to squeeze through, then you would fall down to the ravine below.
So crenellations are murder holes.
They're similar, but not exactly the same. They're more open than a murder hole. Murder holes are really small. These are more open.
I mean, this thing into the hallways. It kind of looks like there's.
You remember back at Axome?
Those
Yeah.
are
Those kind of like that. So like Kurtu probably could squeeze through. We could shove Kurtu through probably.
the ones to the north and the south, though. Those are just arches, so you can just slip through those easily.
Okay.
So as
That was
you
my
say,
confusion.
yeah, I know on the map it's a little bit odd. Gail, as you mentioned this to Philip notices, Josephine, that you're at that door, and he says, "That makes sense, Josephine. Why don't you enter?"
I'll listen at the door, see if I hear anything on the other side.
Sure, blind check as you listen. All right, guys. So, as you listen carefully at this doorway here, Josephine, you do hear the sound of beating wings, perhaps. It's very, faint, so it's not particularly loud, but you definitely make out that sound. However, about that same time, as you guys are on the bridge here, you can hear the sound of a roar overhead.
What is that? What's happening?
Does it sound like a dragon roar?
What the? Get off the bridge! What are you doing on bridge?
Tokens are locked.
Oh
Tokens
my
are locked.
goodness! I hate when tokens always lock.
All right, Kurtu, you are the quickest to act. What would you like to do?
Do I I hear it, but do I see any shadows or anything like that coming through the area here?
Based on a passive perception, meaning you don't want to use your action, you're just quickly scanning around, you
Correct.
do not see anything.
All right, I am going to go ahead and just step off the bridge for a second. And I don't mean to the north or the south.
I was hoping not.
Good clarification.
I'm going to go there. Hey, I've got to, right? That's a 50-foot drop if I remember right, And I am going to ready a I'm just going to ready a normal firebolt if I see the dragon. Or if I see an enemy, I'll word it that way.
Okay, so if you see an enemy, you're going to cast Firebolt at it.
Truth.
Okay, next up is Syl.
I'll use my action to look for the source of the roar.
All right, go ahead and give me a blind check as you look around very carefully. No, again, there's a lot of wind and stuff here as you're standing on this bridge. As you look up, you don't catch anywhere. You obviously hear this roar, but you can't pinpoint its location based on that check.
Oh, damn, roll 20 geeking out on me.
Okay, Josephine's turn.
I turn around to this guy and it's like, we got incoming. Are we going through the door? There's stuff on the other side.
Yes, do it. Go.
I open the door.
Okay, yeah, you
We
should
got
be able to
pile in,
use your,
guys.
should be able to use your open door button.
Cat always hung back, so I don't have one. Where is it in the
That's
menu?
a token action, so as long as your token's selected, you see an open close dash door in the top left corner.
Oh, so I do.
All right, as you open the door, you notice these 3 large-looking mosquito-type creatures. And it is still your turn. That's your interact with object.
All right, where are they at? Are they like flying up in the sky, or how high is the room?
They are flying around the room here. This hall goes up about 20 feet. They are currently flying within, say, 5 feet of the ground.
Then I will go in and start whacking. So I will go. I have all my movement left, right?
Yep, you just interact with objects so far.
So here, and I attempt to whack this guy with my whacking stick. Has it been 10 minutes, or are my arms still open? Or out?
Let's see. So you guys spent a little bit of time searching, investigate. I would say you probably have maybe a minute or 2 left.
That's enough. So, but if I can reach it with the staff first, I will attempt to whack with staff.
Okay.
21?
Yeah, that'll certainly hit.
For 9?
Yes, it splats and just turns into paste on the ground.
Alright. So come here. I have my second attack, so I will go after this guy at my top right. Whack again. 24,
Yes,
that should
will
hit.
Connect as well.
Boom.
Yes, once again, just killed instantly.
Nice. And then I will move up to the third one and attempt to whack it with my bonus action. My Astral Fist, which is here. That probably misses.
That does indeed miss, yes.
Alright, so I'm good here.
Okay, Gale's turn.
Where did Josephine go?
Inside!
Command.
Hurry! 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 Kill this thing for me.
Just enough to get there. All right, let's see if I can roll any better. All right, longsword attack.
Yes, that will slice it in twain.
Now, didn't we fight these before? No, I do. I wouldn't know that. Wow, very good. There's 3 dead bodies here. Very good.
All right, Philip gets here, and you see he's essentially holding on to the door, and he says, "Come through, Leroy, come through."
Stop giving me orders. It was already my plan.
As soon as you step through, he slams the door shut.
No! Kurtu is still on the other side. Why'd you do that?
We have to protect this side!
I'm gonna step back up and then open the door.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shout, Kurtu! Sylph! You've got 10 seconds! I'm gonna take a dodge action.
All right. Yes, okay, flying down. You guys don't see much of this until a large body suddenly lands just above the bridge here, doing a quick scan, looking over in your direction here, Leroy. You notice the dragon lands on the bridge, sees you, and reaches back as it suddenly exhales in your direction. As it does, you notice it unleashes this blast of frigidly cold air. And I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty, here we go.
Okay, you succeed on the save, suffering 25 points of cold damage as the cold just completely envelops you. You can see ice shards hit all across the ground, creating this very slick path. The door itself, as you're standing in front of it here, gets all icy and coated, and you notice after this occurs, the dragon leaps back into the air.
Adam, I'd like to take my ready to action.
Yes, you can from there, sure, yep. Your firebolt singes across and over the dragon. All right, it flies up very quickly. You guys, most of you will lose sight of it here. Kurtu, from where you're currently standing, looking out, you don't spot the dragon on the map.
Okay, but I did see it fly that direction.
You did, yeah, you saw it fly to the north.
Dash, get over here!
Yep, I'm going to see the open. I'm going to go ahead and dash through.
Okay, go ahead and start your movement. Okay, as you step out onto the bridge, you can see the dragon flying high up in the air. It's about 30 feet over top of the building that you just left.
All right, can I see what direction, or is it just standing there?
It's currently flying to the northeast, is for what you can tell based on you're looking at its back.
Okay, all right.
So, come on!
And that'll end my turn. And I tell the group what I saw, that I saw the dragon flying that direction. It's up north and everything. So.
Okay, Syl, your turn.
I will dash.
All right, as you move and dash here, Syl, you can feel yourself sliding slightly on this ice, realizing how significant it is. Mechanically, no effect, but thematically, you can tell it's pretty slippery here. Okay, Josephine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's everybody. So I can count, right? Yep. So I will run over here and slam this door shut if I can. Did it get frozen?
You looks like you probably can close it with a little bit of effort, but Leroy's sort of standing there right in the way at the moment.
Are we not? If we're not technically engaged, can I get there into his space and do it?
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's not going to try to resist you in any way, I would say yes. Leroy, I assume you're not going to resist?
No.
Okay, so yes, go ahead and step on his token. You close it.
I will step on his token, close the door.
Okay, and then for, again, for timing's sake, I'm going to go ahead and take us out of combat here, guys. Door is closed. You don't spot where the dragon is at the moment. Obviously, you know it's outside somewhere.
Are we out of initiative?
We are, yep. Feel free to move as you wish.
So I will start moving indoors like this is a fucking tornado. Get deeper inside.
And I don't think mechanically anybody actually... There we go.
I got it. Okay, can you describe this room, Adam?
I can, yes. Now that you guys have a moment to look around here, you see these 3 pasty, bloody corpses on the ground here. They look like overbloated flies. This room itself is fairly large. At the north end, it looks like an area where there likely would have been fires, that sort of thing. So think of this as a fireplace. There is a room on the south side of the wall. Overall, you're sort of just... First impression as you look around this is maybe like a greeting area where people would come and, this would be like a hosting area.
Well, there goes our element of surprise.
Yeah, well, at least we're inside. It's gonna be hard for him to get to us where we're at.
Well, that's fine, but how do we fight a flying dragon?
Indeed,
We
that
wait
is
for him to
exactly what we
land.
have to figure out. We can't rely on it simply landing and hoping it will stay there. Maybe there is something else inside here that will aid us. Though I already heard one of you say you can fly, 2 of you can fly. How good are all of your ranged attacks?
I'm quite desiring better range attacks.
I don't have much for range, but I'll draw out the Dragon Slayer sword and say, if I can get him on the ground and line up an attack, this will do some damage.
That may be challenging.
That looks like a very special sword.
I'm thinking we try to bait him inside.
And then I grab him and tie him up with this rope, and I pull a rope out of my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Mm-hmm. That could happen. Yep, you
So-
do that, distract it.
So my sarcasm doesn't go unnoticed?
No, it was noticed. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Are these doors even big enough to fit the dragon inside, or
So,
would he not be able to get in here?
hard to say because the dragon is not as large as maybe some of the stories you've heard of other dragon. It's more the size maybe of a very large horse. You think if it wedged itself and squeezed, maybe it could?
Speaking of horse, he ate Eric's. Well, he tried to, but I can bring him back later. But yep, he's mad. He's definitely mad.
Well, maybe now, did he eat him? Maybe he's full and happy.
Well, Eric's he's not real. He's Fey, so like, the minute that like he like bit into him, he just like fizzled away.
Oh, yes, I know Faye. So,
But I took a big hit there. I can heal myself up real quick, and we can keep on moving. But maybe we can find a bigger room. Pull him inside.
You notice
Well-
Philip kind of watching you intently for a moment. You get this impression of like he's debating of whether he should say something, but ultimately decides against it and looks over towards you, Gale, and says, "This seems to be the proper way to leave. We don't want to leave the way we came. Once your friend is ready, I suggest we exit this way."
agreed.
Hey Adam, would I happen to know, or can I do a check to see if I know of anything that may help us in regards to combat for white dragons specifically? Like what they may be susceptible to?
Give me a blind check. So in general that most dragons aren't susceptible to anything, right? They tend to be very much powerhouses, very strong, very healthy. Their skin very hard like armor. White dragons in particular, obviously are immune to cold damage, and they tend to breathe cold breath weapons. So there's not any real weaknesses that you would know of. I would say your main thought is how do you eliminate its flying ability, because that's obviously something that's going to be challenging.
Kerte, can I ask you something? What's up with the different colors? I mean, like you got gold, and you said gold ones are good, and then we've seen a white one. Is there like a difference?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for all dragons, right? But some of them tend to have niceness to them, and some tend. I mean, humans and everybody, they're all like mix of everything like that. But I would say the gold dragons are awesome, of course, right? Usually very good and noble. And the white ones, they're nasty and they really like to breathe cold. But you already know that, so it's like kobolds. I know some of my distant cousins. They're not really nice.
Adam, in like as he says that, I'm gonna take a second to kind of mull over, um, my knowledge of anything that I've read about dragons. I don't know if history would apply, but do I know anything about white dragons' demeanors or personalities, or what like the difference between the shades and how they act?
Yeah, you can make a check here. I would say in general that the most common rumor of the day, or what people talk about, pegs white dragons as being among the least intelligent of all dragons. They tend to be more aggressive and brutish in their approaches, and aren't necessarily as tactical or cerebral as some other dragons.
So I'm going to relay that to everybody and say, maybe we can, try to gouge its ego a little bit, hurt it, but not too bad. Maybe do like faux dinner, you know what I mean? Maybe we take that guy on the other side who was, near death and lay him out like some bait. Man, that sounded bad. I promise I'm not that bad, guys, but
Well,
it's a good
murder
idea.
hobo, just remember that. Remember last time when? Well, you weren't here. Sorry, I'm probably like the only one that survived this whole battle thing. But sometimes when you hurt this guy, he flies away. So we need to find a way maybe to make him so he can't fly. He's really afraid of getting hurt. He's a wimpy dragon in that way.
And I am not walking across that bridge again to get to nobody. And in fact, I will guarantee those guys are running for their lives. They do not want to deal with this guy. Are you ready, Leroy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Very well.
We're just going to go searching through the rooms.
We need to find what else is here. That's the most opportune option here.
We might find a better place to engage the dragon if we have to. If we can bait it into fighting us on our terms.
As you open this room, Gale, and step in, you get the impression of a dining room, as you can see a large table that has been smashed into hundreds of pieces, along with the splintered remains of various chairs. You also notice that in the sooty fireplace there on the south, there is a mounted head of a large white wolf with glassy blue eyes.
I'm bored. There's nothing in here.
Adam, does the smashed furniture look to be recent smashed or just deteriorated from age?
Give me a blind check. You would assume this is actually fairly recent, last month or so would be your guess.
This is new. Whoever smashed this, I mean, it's reckless movement through this area. It could have been those Reavers, but it also could have been the dragon. Maybe he already comes inside. Or she.
Are there the dragon claw marks all over the room?
I don't know. You want to help me look? I mean, I just noticed the furniture.
I can't help with much. Sorry.
You don't see any obvious dragon claw marks.
Let's see if maybe we can find like a path he takes or she takes.
Very well. Philip, go ahead.
As you open this door and look in, Gale, you notice this would be probably the kitchen. There is some destroyed furnishings and debris all over this room as well, and a cold breeze blows out of the twin fireplaces in the south wall.
Nice layout, and it makes sense to have kitchen next to dining room.
Moonlight as an architect in your spare time?
Well, I don't know. I appreciate this. This must be storeroom, I would imagine, maybe where the wine and the beer.
It does indeed seem to be a pantry of some kind. As you notice, there are smashed shelves, broken barrels, torn sacks, and other debris about this area.
I don't see any live bodies. I will hold this corridor. You guys can do your fancy stuff.
Does it look like all of the smashed things, Adam, are similar to the previous room?
Yeah, you would guess similar time frame.
Yeah, looks like something smashed all of these things around the same time.
Do you want to look around? No, because I will go.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Keep going. Let's see what we can find.
This is the corridor we came. Wait, what? Oh, yes. Well, what is this room? Am I lost already?
Looking into that room, you notice that there are weapon racks along the north and south walls, very much smashed, and you can also see the remnants of some wooden mannequins.
Well, there's more things to look at in this room.
I'm just gonna take a guess. It was smashed recently.
Yeah, I guess that would be my guess. Maybe there's something there that's sharper than what we have. No, the weapons are broken. Never mind. So we continue then.
Yeah, head count. Everybody here, Kotu, Sylph.
Well, there they are. All
I'm
lined-
back here. I'm just harder to see.
All conveniently lined up.
This is very interesting to my west. I'm going to see what behind this door.
As you open this door and look in, you can see 3 humanoid skeletons in rusty suits of chainmail lie on the floor near rusty long swords. A 4th humanoid skeleton in rusty armor lies slumped in a chair that faces the fireplace. There is a steel goblet that lies on the floor between the legs of the chair. You also notice that in the middle of this room, there is a sturdy oak table that looks actually intact.
There, we found. I have found something for you to look at.
It's a nice cup.
Yep. Philip, do you want to look in this room?
It does not seem as though it contains anything of importance. We're not here for treasure or small trinkets that might be secreted away. I suggest we keep our eyes open for something of use against the dragon, and if nothing is obvious, we push on.
I don't know. Maybe you could animate dead bodies and have them come alive and then kill dragon. I don't know. Stairs over here. I guess they're going up according to the dash marks.
They are indeed going up.
What's this room over here?
It has strange markings on floor. I was too scared to go inside, to be honest.
Those strange markings represent smashed open doors.
Oh, do you wish to go that way then, Josephine?
We might as well. Right? We're looking for
You
stuff.
Go ahead. That's very good.
Okay, as you enter this area, you notice that there is a lot of filth about this room. You can see there are some animal skins on the ground that all have this kind of strange odor. This whole room has a strange odor of body funk.
I've smelled this before in my partying days. Is there anything obvious, like... It's just an odor, there's not like anything moving or any bodies or anything?
On just a casual glance, you don't see any bodies moving or anything that you consider to be out of the ordinary.
And there's a ceiling, right? We're never exposed here, right?
This does have a ceiling, correct?
somebody maybe want to look around. I am not good at that.
Is this an opening to the outside of the building down here with all this rubble?
It is, yes. It looks like the wall there has been destroyed.
It's probably the dragon's way in.
Then I step back a little bit. Don't
Yeah,
want to be found in the fatal funnel.
Right. Well, I'll go take a look. Does it look like it opens up and is all exposed at him?
Yes, it looks like you would be stepping out and then there would be no roof there.
While I'm still within the interior of, like, what is the hallway with a roof, can I see if I can glance out and take a look to the skies and see if I can see or hear anything?
Give me a blind check. You hear kind of a peculiar sound from out there. It almost sounds like a cluck.
Oh, it's just
Okay.
a cockatrice.
Or a chicken. This could be where it comes from. Well, what we know about dragons, the white ones, are they're kind of, well, they're not the smartest ones on the block, but we know this one doesn't like to almost die.
It would be hard to lure him in here, I think. He wouldn't want to squeeze in here and be unable to run away. I think you're right. He does have a compunction about getting away if things get bad for him.
I know this may sound ridiculous, but what if we just waited for it to sleep? Maybe try to sneak up on it that way.
Dragons don't sleep. Do they sleep? Yeah, actually, I do know a bit about dragons. That's true. They do sleep, but they sleep usually on giant things of treasure, right?
Yeah, we should probably if we're assuming that it's making this its home, we should probably find like a nest or a hoard or something that we can look at and stake out.
Yes, I agree with that. You so quickly agrees when you start talking about the horde.
I bet he does.
Perhaps if we threaten the horde, the beast won't be so quick to run.
Yes. See, your eyes light up at the sound of gems and gold.
But, you know,
It's all about the tactics, my friend, I swear.
Adam, how long do I, from, my recollection of talking to everybody and being with the group so far, how long do I think Phandolin's has been plagued by this dragon?
I would say 3-4 weeks, something in that realm.
So I'm gonna say, if he or she is new to this area, they've only had a few weeks, I hope there is a horde. Maybe this is a new lair or fortress for it. Maybe we take those stairs, get a little higher, and see if we can find it.
It is a flying dragon, so if it's nesting somewhere, it's probably nesting near the top.
Nice and cold.
Get over here with your fancy steps.
Is it is the floor icy, Adam, or like residue within the fortress? Is it like an icy, slippery kind of mess?
Not
it's exposed?
inside, no. The area that you walked out where there was the rubble, then yes.
Okay.
So looking behind and everyone's following me, I guess I need to go to the next level right now.
That's what you'd like to do, is ascend the stairs?
Yes, please.
Okay, Gale, you ascend the stairs. Look to your northeast to find your token now. Josephine, are you following behind?
Not right behind him, but if he goes up like 10, 15 feet and seems fine, I will follow. I will keep that distance and follow behind.
It seems fine to me. I can't move my token, but I would probably give room for others.
I will ascend the stairs behind him.
Okay, Josephine, you climb up behind.
And I will make the stop action with my hand. To Josephine.
I stop.
But if I have maybe I don't have a sense of something. Maybe I did. We must be quiet. Where is Leroy with his fancy feats?
You said stop.
Come on, you can come now.
Alright, I'll follow up at him.
Alright, you climb up the stairs as well.
Josephine, are we all here to make head count? Where is this Philip person?
Keep trying to make me count. I already fucked it up once, but he's coming.
Okay. Well, if I get that assurance, I'll take one more step up.
Alright, as you step to here, Gale, and get out in this area, you notice again these crenellations on this wall that allows you to look out into this balcony. As you do so, you notice directly to your south there is this icy sort of figure just kind of perched on top of this block of stone that is the sort of parapet of the top of the wall there.
So, in these crenellations, is there is it all the way to the floor to the ceiling, or is there like a 3 feet of stone below it?
There's 3 feet of stone below it, so you would have cover from behind the crenellations.
There is an icy person over there. So I'm trusting on this sneaky stuff that Leroy has.
Kurtu, are you ascending?
Yep, I was just going to go ahead and type that, but yeah, I'll go ahead and move up.
And
Same.
okay. Okay, because of how tight this is, I'm just going to push everybody one space down. And hopefully everybody is now mobile.
I can move. Okay.
Alright, so those of you that are up in this area looking through the crenellations, again, you notice these sort of icy figures, some of them that seem to be perched on the outskirts of this wall.
Do they seem to be vigilant or like...
They are
extant?
completely still. You would almost assume these are like ice sculptures.
Which way are they facing? Are they like looking inwards, or are they looking out over the?
It's kind of a mishmash where you see one is like looking out, one's looking inwards, one's looking north, one's looking south. They're kind of all over the place.
Do we recognize these as the things? Well, most of these people weren't here, but Kurtu and I were. Do we recognize them as the same things that we fought the last time we fought the dragon?
They look pretty similar to that, yeah.
So I made room. You can, so if you can step up if you want to.
It's us.
So we're still underneath, like this section is like covered, but you said this is balcony.
Correct.
And then this would be the ground that's way down there.
Correct, yep.
Okay, cool.
All right, as you guys are moving around, you can definitely hear the sound of something large moving out on the balcony.
Oh, I'm going to go this way. Get out of the way, it might be the dragon.
Adam, if I can see something on my screen, I'm assuming my line of vision is correct, right? Or is that snow still kind of blinding?
If you can see it, you can see it. Josephine, as you're moving about here and take a step more towards the north, you do indeed spot the dragon, and it is looking exactly in that direction. And guys, we're going to go into initiative order.
Any benefit from his Pass Without Trace that's still active? Am I far enough?
It seems as though the dragon essentially is looking directly in that direction. So as you stand up and like we're looking right at him, he does indeed see you.
Oh, shit.
All right, 1 second, guys. Oh, looks like maybe the scripts crashed. 1 sec. Perfect time for a script crash, huh? Okay, we'll let that okay, there it is. That just restarted. Let me try that again.
Hey,
Aha.
While we're down there, Dylan, what's the 2 thing on our tokens?
That's a paladin aura that I have. Whenever you're close to me, you feel jolly and happy, like you could survive things a little better, especially saving throws.
Oh, you'll make me very confident.
All right, and Josephine, you are the quickest to react as you spot the dragon. What would you like to do?
Thank God. When I was looking this way, did that guy look close enough to whack with my 10 feet of reach? Could I get my arms through these crenellations?
No.
Okay.
If you were attacking something within 5 feet of a crenellation with like a spear, sure. But if it's not a piercing weapon, I would say it would be very challenging to do any kind of damage.
Even with my magic arms and their 10 feet of Mr. Fantastic reach?
Yeah, I would say that would probably work because that you can sort of shape, I imagine, to how you want it to.
Sure. So I will say, incoming dragon over there! Back up, back up, back up! And then I will go 5, 10... Oh, I still can't see it. 15... I don't know where he is. Oh well. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40... 45, and I will even take the dash action to take cover in the stairwell here. So,
Holy moly, what's your speed right now?
I get 45 base, and then I have dash and my monk shit, so I can go fast for a little bit.
Nice, 45 base. That's good.
Yeah. So I will take cover in the stairwell here. That is my action. Yeah, we're good. I will chill here and wait for other people to hopefully follow, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, Sill's turn.
I guess I follow. I run back down the stairs here. 15 to there, and however far I can get down the stairs. I'm not in other people's way. I'll dash, I guess, to get down there.
All right, so let's see. You said 15, so it'd be 20, 25, 30. 35 would get you... I'll put you at 30, so essentially you're right next to Josephine on the stairs. You want there or further down?
I'm assuming we're running since Josephine turned and ran, and she's the one that paid me, so I'm gonna dash to get past her, and I'll just run back out.
It's a tactical retreat.
As people are running by, I'm gonna shout, "Why are we running? We're supposed to kill it!"
Okay, Sill, you make it all the way down back to the previous level.
Well, we were looking for something special to use against it, and now it has found us, so we need to find it, that thing.
All right, those of you that can see it, notice one of these icy sculptures take flight as it starts moving in your direction. Yeah, so Philip on his turn, he is going to move into the room. To here, and then it seems as though he adopts a defensive position. As he does so, he says, "We need to see what's up here. Just keep the path of retreat clear." Leroy.
Okay. Leroy's going to use his interact with object to stow his Dragon Slayer sword, and he's going to use his bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on himself. And Adam, I know that I use my interact to sheath my sword, but because javelins are like grab and throw, is that part of the same action to grab and throw?
I think that's only for ammunition, not for thrown weapons.
Okay, fair enough. Then I am going to... I'm going to wrap around this way, and I'm going to use my action to draw my blade back out now that I'm tucked around the corner.
Okay. Okay, another one of these icy creatures takes flight. All right, Gale's turn.
What are these things? You fought them before?
The little ice creatures. They're
Easy
not
to
all that
kill.
strong, but there's many of them.
And they're really annoying.
Okay, but Philip took a defensive action, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to stand here and take a defensive action. I'm gonna do what he did, so I'm gonna take a dodge.
All right, you're going to hear the sound of large flapping wings. And Kurtu, you're going to notice as the dragon suddenly lands just on the other side of this. As he does, putting his mouth towards this crenellation, he is going to breathe in through this area. As you guys will be partially protected from this due to the crenellation itself, I will give you advantage on the save, but Kurtu and Gale, this cone of coldness is striking out at you, and I'll need you guys to give me Constitution saving throws.
So I can't tell if I want to use inspiration or not.
These you can make public.
Oh, sorry. Never
All right,
mind.
so you will both succeed on these saves. So first one is on Kurtu. So you will suffer 18 points of cold damage because you succeeded, and Gale, you'll suffer 26 points of cold damage. After that, you're going to notice the dragon once again lifts up into the air and flies. All right, and let's see. Then we've got another little icy guy. Okay, so Kurtu and Gale, you're going to notice this little icy guy moving through, being as small as he is. He moves through the crenellation, and as he does, he's now face to face with both of you. Kurtu, as he looks face to face with you, he is going to slash out with his claws at you. Give me a defensive roll, please. Yes, you managed to just evade as those claws come in. You notice another one of these guys pops up in this area, and as you're fighting the first one, this one actually exhales a breath of frost right towards you. And I'll need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Alright, you will fail that save, suffering 6 points of cold damage.
Save the Dragon at all cost.
Okay, Kurtu, it is your turn.
All right, Adam. Seeing that I have one guy that's right in front of me right there, I'm going to go ahead and shoot 2 magic missiles at him and then 1 at the guy directly to myself.
All right, so the first two, and does the fire apply to this? Only to fire spells,
No.
right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Shouldn't have fire on there.
All right, no worries. So the first two missiles smack into this guy, wounding him. And then the third one smacks into the one to your south, wounding him as well.
All right, and I am going to go ahead and, since I already took my action, I'm actually going to go ahead and stand there, but I'm going to pretend to dodge. There you go.
Fake dodge. All right,
Fake
move to
dodge.
Josephine.
All right, hearing the sound of battle and that the team has not retreated, I will return back out. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I will deploy the arms here, forcing rolls on these guys. So this will be... I'm going to click it twice, but it only costs me 1 key point for the whole thing. 10, and nice, I can't roll these for shit. So I still have 4 left.
So these are verse dexterity, so yes, they will both fail.
5, 10, 15, 20. It took me 20 to get here, so I will go 25, and I will brandish my whacking stick against the more wounded one here.
Okay, one to your west.
Yep.
That will connect.
Remembering that my bludgeoning damage seemed very effective on them last time.
Nice.
Indeed it did. As you smash into it, it does explode almost immediately. And as that occurs, I will need Gale, Kurtu, and Josephine to all give me dexterity saving throws.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you'll each succeed on this save, suffering half of this damage.
You forgot to tell me that they explode when die.
So Gale, you'll suffer 2.
I don't remember them doing that before.
Kurtu will suffer 4. Josephine 4.
Well, now you will never forget that.
And this is slashing damage as the body explodes and shards of ice fling everywhere.
Alright, well, I gotta keep hitting. So I'll hit this other guy. Whacking stick. Go. 16?
That'll hit as well, wounding the creature badly.
And then I use my bonus action, so I will step away, provoking the opportunity attack if it wishes to make one.
It will indeed, yes.
So defensive roll, where'd it go?
Yes,
21?
you managed to evade.
And I will pop back down the hole. As far as I can go. I believe is here.
What was your speed again?
45. So I went 5, 10, 15. I can't see the spaces anymore, but however far I can go, I will go that far. This was 5. This was 10.
So you said 45 is your total movement?
So I guess I would be here, right?
Yes, yep, that works.
Okay.
Okay, Syl, at the bottom of the stairs, you hear the sound of combat above you. What do you do?
Still looks around and noticing he's the only one down here. I turn around and I run back up the stairs.
Oh.
Team decided to fight.
All right, so let's see. That'll be 5, 10, 15 to get you back up to that spot. One moment. Okay, it might be a little challenging to move. Again, this really narrow staircases always do wonders with Roll20, but it's 15 feet to get you back up here.
Yeah, I can't really see. I want to get back into the room.
All right, so I'll continue moving you until you're back into the room then. Okay, so that's 35 feet to get you there. What's your movement?
30.
So I'll put you 30 right there so you still have your action.
I'm gonna go ahead with my bonus action. I'm gonna move my hex onto this little guy here.
And remind me, how long does concentration last for Hex for you?
It's 8 hours because it was
Okay.
3rd level.
Plenty of time then. All right, yes, you move your Hex onto this guy.
And then I will attempt to Eldritch Blast him with my Sandy Eldritch Blast.
That will miss. The second one connects critically, though. Go ahead and roll a force crit. Unfortunately, not quite a crit. Go ahead and post damage. All
You're the
right,
new guy
so
like that.
force, and let's see. Does the Dow thing apply to ranged attacks?
Yeah, it's one attack roll of any kind per turn, or on my turn.
All right, perfect. So yes, with the combination of that, the Hex and the force damage, this one also explodes.
And that's my turn.
Okay, we'll move to this guy's turn. He's going to fly up, stick his little nose in the crenellation here, and breathe out upon Kurtu. Kurtu going to need another dex save. Failing that, you will suffer 5 points of cold damage. All right. Okay, Philip is going to rush out to here, and he shouts, "Who speaks Draconic? We need to try to taunt it in here. We got to do something."
I speak Draconic.
Well, do what you can. Try to, I don't know, call its mother Newt or something. Leroy.
All right, picking up on that plan of taunting it, I'm going to move here and I'm going to shout over my shoulder to Gale and Kurtu to move up a little closer so those things don't get you from behind. I'll try to protect you, and I'm going to ready my action. If the dragon is in melee range, I'm going to take my attacks at him.
You'll only be able to make one attack with ready, but just remind me what's in your hands right now.
Shield and Dragon Slayer sword.
Okay, so you got ready to action. If dragon gets next to you, you attack dragon.
Yep, just dragon.
All right, this one's going to also fly up. It will get to here and also breathe through the crenellation this time. Not quite close enough, so Kurtu, you will get advantage on this save as this icy air strikes out at you. Still failing, however. Even with the +2, that should automatically be included in his saves, I believe.
It doesn't look like it. It just Dex is +2, I assume. I don't see a +2/+2.
Yeah, Dex is +2.
Oh,
So
and actually,
10.
I wonder if they changed that script, because it used to actually update it automatically when you were close enough. So, looks like maybe it's not. So that is a 10 total. Let's see. Yeah, so you will succeed on that save, so it'll be 1 point of cold damage instead of 2. Alright, this one will also fly up through the crenellation, getting next to you, Kurtu, and it's going to try to slash out with its claws at you.
Hold on, that's a lot of buttons I have to push.
You managed to evade the claw. Whoop, skipped Gale there somehow. Gale, your turn.
Wait, Captain, you want me to insult a dragon?
We have to get it inside. That's our only hope. If we go out on the balcony, it's just going to keep flying around.
Very well. Then I will say, in Draconic, don't be a flying spineless worm. Come down here and get what's coming to you. You flying, ice-breathing, evil, constructive beast. I don't know. Is that enough?
Oh, a pussy!
Give me a blind check. I'm going to add a modifier for that inspiring intimidation. You hear almost like a draconic chuckle from outside.
Well, that didn't work. I'm going to have to defend my friend Kurtu. So then, that was free action, right? Talking.
Yes.
Okay, so then here he comes, longsword.
Yes, your blade definitely cuts into the creature, wounding it. Second one misses.
Is that with the fumble though, right? Oh no, second
Nope,
attack.
second
No
attacks don't
fumbles.
fumble.
Okay, bonus action, second win.
13, nice.
Did that add it or
No, you'll have to manually add.
Okay, I'll add 13 to that. And then I'm going to step behind cover here. Go ahead, swing away.
Yeah, alright, that is not the same one. So yes, defense roll as he lashes out at you. He does manage to catch you here for 2 slashing and 4 cold. Is this the end of your turn, Gale?
Yeah, sorry, I was doing the buttons. Do I have anything else? Bonus action, action.
Alright, stepping through the edge here, you do notice the dragon itself.
He's over here. He's coming in through he's in the room.
As he squeezes through and he notices you there, Leroy, he is going to get up close to you, which will trigger your opportunity attack.
Leroy,
Alrighty.
you got it. Smack him.
I can't hero point on a held action, can I?
No, only on your turn.
Okie dokie. Here it goes.
Your blade bounces off the scales of the dragon. The dragon then unleashes a flurry of attacks against you. It tries to bite you first. But you manage to evade that strike as it follows up with a pair of claw attacks.
Hey Adam, real quick, with my Shield of Faith, does that add the +2 automatically with the defense roll?
Do you have it added as a global defense modifier?
I don't believe so.
If
I
it,
can
yeah,
do
if you haven't added it, then it will not add it automatically.
Okay, in between these attacks, I'll see if I can get it added, so it will be, but here comes another defense roll +2.
This claw attack will manage to get through your defenses, striking you for 9 points of slashing damage. You then drop concentration on Shield of Faith, so don't worry about adding that.
Yeah, don't have to.
But it follows up with a second claw, also getting through your defenses for 13 points of slashing damage. And you hear it actually roars in response. Not response to anything that's been said so far, but seemingly in response to the damage it's just dealt to you. You're going to notice, Kurtu, as you're looking to the east, two of these little icy guys are both kind of at the edge here trying to slip through, but kind of getting jarred with one another. But this one manages to slip through, and as he does, he will strike out at you, Kurtu. Yes, once again, getting through your defenses. 3 slashing and 1 cold. Okay, Kurtu, your turn.
Alright, not liking how this is going, but still, whatever, right? I am going to go ahead and come over here. And I am going to cast Fireball.
Okay, yep, feel free to use the smart AoE to get your fireball on map.
At level 6.
Sure, okay, yeah.
You know me, I've got to try, right?
Now this may be a little challenging based on the size of this. If you want to point to me where you're trying to aim it, I can get you, somewhere in the
Yeah,
place.
it's not moving. I'm just trying to get it basically up here so we're at him. I mean, I'll know more once I see it, but obviously just trying to keep my friends out of the way. I can't move it up anymore, Adam. It's not...
So you're trying to aim it so that it's outside of the crenellations, is that right?
Well, I see a spot right here that I think may work, but I can't really tell.
Yeah, right ahead of him.
So let me move it completely out of the way, and then so you're wanting to put it in the crenellation.
Correct.
So, like there?
Yep, right there.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so you cast the spell. Go ahead and hit trigger roll.
And it's showing Josephine in there, but obviously she's downstairs.
I don't think it'll hit her. All right, he does manage to succeed on this save and is burnt for 12 points of fire damage.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, that didn't do much. But it's more than we've done so far, right? And then I am going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to go ahead and use Sorcery Point. For Quicken Spell. I'm going to go ahead and cast... I'm going to cast Firebolt, of course, and I'm going to use a hero point on that, Adam.
And who is your target?
The big bad dragon guy.
Okay, so this will be at disadvantage, and he will benefit from cover. And we'll add 1 on top of that.
Wow, boy, I tell you, Hero Kurtu. Here we go.
It does indeed manage to strike into him.
I do more damage.
As much as the fireball.
I do more damage with that than I do with the fireball. All right. All right, and with that, I am actually now. I'll take the attacks, Adam. Well, shoot. I'm gonna go ahead and let them try to beat me down. I'm gonna go ahead and run.
All right, just move 1 space at a time so I know who's getting what. Okay, so that one will take an opportunity attack once you move 1 more space like you just did. So once you move there, the one to your far left, it will strike. So go ahead and give me a defensive roll. Oof, this will be a critical against you, Kurtu. Please roll a slashing crit against yourself. Not a fumble, slashing crit.
Sorry, yeah, I did a wrong one.
Okay, so normal damage, and you lose 1d6 HP at the start of your next turn. That's not an ongoing effect, so just 1 time. So here's the base damage. So that's going to be a total of 5 points of damage. And then once your next turn starts, you'll lose another 1d6. Alright, as you step to there, that one already used his opportunity attack, so he won't get one. And that guy's through the crenellation, so nothing there.
And that'll end my turn.
Okay, Josephine's turn, top of the round.
Alright, I'm going in. 5, 10, 15. I think we gotta start popping these guys, huh? So... Ooh, but Kurtu's kind of close. So I will attack this one instead with my staff. He's probably dead.
I can't imagine not, but yeah, go ahead and post him. Yes, he
Yeah,
will
and-
indeed be destroyed. And as
Can
he
I roll the crit just for funs?
Absolutely.
See if it negates
Yeah,
his explosion?
I don't think there's one on the chart like that, but absolutely.
Maybe I punt him away 5 feet or something? I
That's
don't know.
possible.
Well,
Alright, so he does indeed explode, and as he does, dex save from you.
yep. Oh god. My character sheet has disappeared, and
That thing's the squirreliest thing for you, I swear.
I know. There it goes. I think roll 20 was lagging. Dex save. Wacha.
You succeed on that, suffering 2 points of slashing damage.
There's that. And then I'm scared of potentially blowing up this one. How trigonometry wise are we doing this? Is he like downstairs a few feet? Like if this, based on the explosions I've seen, if I were to kill this one, would it hit Kurtu?
You don't think so.
Okay, then I will take my second attack at him.
Now keep in mind, he is through the crenellation, so this would be a very challenging strike with a bludgeoning weapon.
Can I switch to my fists as part of my main attack?
Is this your magical fist that you can shape?
Yes.
Then yeah, you sure can.
I will do that. So, unarmed strike. Ooh. It's pretty bad.
But that will still hit.
Really? Okay, so this is force damage, not bludgeoning.
Okay, so that will smash into him, wounding him.
Okay. Ooh, he's got a lot of HP. And then I will spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows for 2 more attacks against him.
Okay.
So I won't click it because I already clicked it twice so I'm now at 3.
Okay.
So here comes those 2.
They will
So
both
if the
hit.
11 hit before, they will both hit. So 11 force and 8 force.
All right. On the second strike, he will indeed explode.
Okay.
And I will need both Josephine and Syl to make dex save, but Syl, because you're covered by that wall, you'll have advantage.
I'm okay.
You succeed, so you'll suffer half, and Syl, you'll also succeed, suffering half. So, Josephine, that'll be 1 damage to you. And for Syl, 1 damage to you.
Alright. Now that nothing is engaged with me. Oh, but the dragon's over there, and I can just see the edge of him, and he's
The
gonna
dragon's
want.
up here. Come.
He's gonna wanna breathe on us. So I moved 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna chill here and body block for those casters. No, I'll move here to engage with this guy. Yeah. And do I still have some degree of cover with this wall here? How's this wall angled against the dragon? Like, if he were to breathe directly south, would I get some kind of cover from it?
Depends if his ability wraps around corners. If not, then yes, you would have some cover.
Well, we'll find out together, won't we?
So there is a large dragon on the main floor in front of me. In case you don't know that, we have to communicate better even in battle.
Syl, your turn.
Step here. I am going to go ahead and use my bonus action to use my racial teleport. What the hell is it called again? Blessing of the Raven Queen.
I think everybody on this team can teleport in some way or another. All right, where would you like to teleport to?
So I'm teleporting there. Running in and saying, "I'm died!" Slashing at the dragon twice. Refresh my memory on hero points. Do I need to say I use it before I roll, or like how does that work?
Yes, it has to be declared before you roll. You can spend as many as you like on a turn, only 1 per attack, though.
So I'm going to go ahead and use one on this attack just because I haven't used one yet and I want to.
Sure, yep, so you click that first, so you'll know how much you're adding. Or, yep, that'll work too, but so that will hit, but make sure you burn one of those hero points. It should be the top attack on your character sheet. Okay, so that will indeed strike. Go ahead and post damage. All right, that blade cuts into the dragon.
And I'm going to go ahead and use one again on my second. You said you can use more than once, right?
On your second attack, sure. So post the hero point first, so we'll see that. Okay, cool. We're adding 4 to this. That'll hit as well.
God.
I knew as soon as
Big
I
roll.
said that, I was like, I'll roll high on these for sure. If I'm
That's
adding.
usually, it's a little bit of Murphy's Law with these sometimes, you know? All right, that will slice into the dragon as well.
And that's my turn.
Okay, on Philip's turn. You notice Philip swings his sword in the air, sticks it straight up where it suddenly illuminates very bright with glowing energy, which encompasses Syl and Leroy, but not Gale, and Josephine. You guys can add a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh, he honored his word.
And it is Leroy's turn.
All right, Adam, it's been a while, but I just want to refresh my action economy. Dropping is free, right?
Dropping a weapon is free, yes.
Okay, so if I, figuratively speaking, I could drop the sword, use a bonus action to cast a spell, and then pick the sword up with my interact with object and make my attacks, right?
Potentially, however, I will remind you that this area around here is very chaotic, right? The dragon's moving around. You guys aren't all just standing still. So there's always a chance when you drop something and you're trying to like pick it right back up that it might slide, it might fall, it might get knocked around, something like that.
And because I have a weapon in my hand, I can't use somatic components, right, when casting a spell?
Does it also have material components?
No, it's just verbal and somatic.
Then that is true.
Okay, so I would need a free hand to cast it then, huh?
Correct. Yep. If it doesn't have material, because if it had material, then you can substitute your holy symbol to perform those. But because it has somatic and not material, then you have to have a free hand.
Okay. But if it's VSM, then I don't need the free hand, right?
Because you have a holy symbol, which then you can substitute, correct.
Okay, so then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast a spell on myself, and you see Leroy kind of closes his eyes and takes a deep breath after catching that glow, and as he opens them, his eyes are like this stark gray, and they have a shimmer to them, and he's going to stare into the dragon's eye, and he's going to cast Sanctuary on himself.
Okay.
And then with his action, he's going to hero point and take a swing at the mighty dragon. I'm going to smite on hit.
Just want to remind you real quick that Sanctuary ends the moment you take an attack.
Oh, okay. Can I reverse order then? Attack and then Sanctuary?
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you for the reminder.
Yep.
And so hero point, Dragon Slayer sword, smite to hit.
That will hit.
Perfect. I will roll damage first from the sword. And then smite coming now. You added it for me, didn't you?
I think Smite is automatically added to the 5th edition sheet. If you're upcasting, you may have to do it a little different.
I'm just going to level 1 this one.
Alright, so yes, you slash out with the Dragon Slaying Sword, wounding the creature with that extra damage, and then the Radiant Energy also sparks up, hitting it as well.
Perfect, and then I'm going to do another hero point. Dragon Slayer attack. 18.
Yes, thanks to the Inspire Victory from Philip, that will hit.
I can smite again, correct?
You can, yes.
Go, 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 go.
I'm going to second level smite this one. Which I think is an extra D8, right?
Correct.
So here's damage. And then extra D8.
The blade cuts in deeply to the dragon. Nice. It is looking very wounded. You can see many different areas of its body where blood is poking through the scales.
Do I think that I could squeeze by it, like over here?
No.
If possible? Yeah, I figured it's kind of got a good hem on that corner. So with that being said, then you see him close his eyes and open them, staring at the dragon, and he casts Sanctuary on himself.
Okay. All right, this guy is going to fly through the crenellation, and then it is going to slash out at Josephine. Josephine, defensive roll, please.
My token glitched out. Here comes that again.
You manage to evade that strike as we move to Gale's turn.
Okay, now I say in Draconic, you should be afraid of me. I'm going to step up there within 5 feet, and then I'm going to use my Fey, my last one, and it's because I'm in Winter Ladrin, he has to make a saving throw from being feared of me. And I'm going to go there.
Okay, so as you move to there, roll whatever stat it is that you selected for this. So intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. And you're just...
Let's see.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
your
okay, so
proficiency
I'll-
bonus. So go ahead and roll the stat. If it doesn't have your proficiency, I'll add it in.
Yeah, I don't, so I'll use wisdom here.
Okay, and then this is... Okay, so I'm adding your proficiency, so 2 more on top of that, and this is against his...
I have a 3 proficiency, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, 3, yep. So this doesn't have the effect. Can you post the one that has the effect?
No, because I'll give you what.
I can look. You're a Winter Ladrin, right?
Yeah, so that's basically
Wisdom.
that's what I put in my. It's a wisdom.
Gotcha. Okay, so wisdom.
Come on.
Come on.
This would be God.
This is so good if it works.
He will indeed be frightened of you.
Yes.
Hell yeah, he cannot move in that direction, boys. He is stuck in here with us.
Now, do I have any advantage with fights or swings or?
No, he will have disadvantage on attacks while you are still within line of sight of him, and he can't move closer to you.
This
Okay.
is a dead fucking dragon, boys.
Now is he in melee even though he's sanctuaried?
You mean as far as flank is concerned?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he still give you the flank. Yep.
Okay, I'm not gonna piddle around with level 1 shit. Here comes the whole deal. Okay, I'm going to on this first attack hero point. Okay, and then I'm gonna longsword on him.
That will hit.
Okay, now I'm also gonna add 1 superiority die to try to trip him.
Okay, he will succeed on that.
Okay, second attack, same deal, hero point.
I believe it still gives him the damage on it, though, right?
It does,
As long as
yes.
it hits, yeah.
And then my attack,
That will hit as well.
and then I'm gonna try to trip him again.
He will succeed on that.
Okay, action surge. And then my third attack,
You get 2 more.
inspiration.
Burn inspiration to reroll. Okay. That will hit.
I'll use another superiority die. If he's on the ground, guys, I'm burning them all.
There you go.
Yeah.
Keep on going, buddy.
This is the boss fight. Use him if you got him.
He will succeed on that.
Okay, last one. Come on, crit. Hero.
It's like going, what is that old saying? Going Super
Super
Saiyan or whatever?
Saiyan. Yeah.
He will succeed
Ooh.
on that. That will hit and deal the damage, of course. Yes.
Ah!
He suffers 4 different individual strikes that you really strike at his legs, doing everything you can to try to knock him off his feet, but it will not happen.
Okay, that's all my stuff, guys.
Still sounds like a lot of goodness, man.
All right, on the dragon's turn.
Do not get it back. Come on.
I'm so glad the fear worked.
Nope.
Ah!
Oh, shit. Can we inspiration that? Can I inspiration to make him re-roll that?
Yeah, reverse inspiration.
Unfortunately not, no. All right, he is going to breathe out this cone of cold, which is going to hit Syl and Leroy. So, Leroy, you're Sanctuary, but this applies to attack rolls. Post Sanctuary for me one more time.
It says harmful spell also.
Yeah, this is not a spell.
Dang it.
Does not
it is a
protect
spell.
warded creature
He's
from
got
area
magic
effects.
breath. That's what it is.
With an attack or a harmful spell. Yeah, so I would say, yeah, and he's not even really targeting you because he's just breathing in this area. So, yeah, I don't think this would help you.
It says in the spell text, it does
not protect from area effects.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, even more clear. Okay, so as he blasts this out, so Leroy, you're first. Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, I have to inspire that.
Yes,
Okay.
you do.
For an inspiration. That will fail, so you will suffer 47 points of cold damage. That will drop you to the ground. Syl, Constitution save, please.
I do have resistance to all damage from my racial teleport, just for the record.
Okay, that with the Philip inspiration will mean you succeed on this, so it'd be quarter damage if you have resistance on. So that'll be 11 points of cold damage.
That's Hex goes down.
All right, then we move to this guy. He is going to
Hey, dickhead!
fly on in after Josephine. Defensive roll, please, Josephine.
That will hit me, probably.
That will indeed hit you. Doing 3 points of damage.
Oh, that's pretty rough, man.
All right, next guy here is going to fly up, take advantage of the flank on Josephine.
Take on me!
Aha.
And that you will manage to evade as we move to Kurtu's turn.
Nobody saw what I did there?
I heard it.
Okay, alright. Aha, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
All right,
I know the 80s music. Come on now, Brian. Go ahead, Kurtu. Oh, yeah, D6, please, and deduct that amount of HP. Yep.
And it's only a one-time deal. So.
One-time deal, yep. I'll remove that icon from you after you deduct those two.
All right, and I am going to go ahead, and this may not be the best. Well, I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm doing this as a level 3. I'm putting it right here. And I'm facing it towards these guys.
So you have to have the line come from you. So if you're trying to hit both of those, you'll have to step down and then cast it, and it will shoot out as a line.
Oh, okay. I thought I could put it in a spot. Okay, I'll do that anyway, though. So.
Okay, so you step
I
there.
I know I'll wind up taking some shard damage, but that's okay. So.
All right, so throw me 2 spell effect rolls to see how well these guys resist or not resist your effect. Okay, so this is dexterity. So the first guy will succeed on the save, suffering half damage. The second guy will fail the save, so he'll take full. You also realize these creatures are vulnerable to fire damage, so that will double the damage. So taking that damage that you rolled, that will destroy both of them. So as the line of fire bursts out, that first one will explode. Kurtu, dex save, please.
Any chance the fire melts the ice to make it less effective?
Unfortunately not. Alright, that will hit you, Kurtu, for 6 points of damage. The second one then explodes. Oh, I'm sorry, Josephine, you'll have to roll that save as well.
Yeah, I need to make one too, yeah. Dexterity saving throw.
You'll succeed, suffering 2. Then the second one explodes, and then Josephine, only you on that one.
Okay. I swear to God, if I close this character sheet one more time. I knew it was coming too. I don't know why I did that.
It's habit, man.
There you go.
You'll succeed on that one as well, believe
Ooh,
it or not.
succeed.
So you'll suffer 2 on that.
I'm okay.
Okay, top of the
back
round.
up.
I know we're a little bit
I guess
over
it doesn't-
time here, guys.
Let's go.
To
Let's
try to
fucking
wrap this
finish
up,
this.
is everybody
Yeah.
good if we just wrap
Oh
up?
yeah.
No, I need to go to sleep.
Loser.
I have school in the morning.
Hopefully no more than 10 minutes max, guys. So Josephine, go
So
ahead.
to confirm, we can use hero points more than once a turn, right?
As
People
long
have
as
been
they're
doing
on
that?
separate attacks, yes.
Okay. So I will make an attack out with my quarterstaff against this guy in front of me. So hero point this. Nice.
I know the feeling.
Doesn't
That will certainly
matter.
hit.
Damaging him. This is bludgeoning, so 18.
He is wounded very badly.
Fuck. Second attack against him, also hero point.
Yes, he explodes. Deck save.
Dex. God damn it, I did it again! Because I was gonna move! Here you go.
You'll succeed on that, suffering 1 point of damage.
Okay, 1. And then I will come here. Spend a key point for Flurry of Blows against
Oh!
Mr. Dragon.
The kill stealer steps in.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you think I can stand on his body without making things difficult for myself on Leroy?
You can, yes.
I would like to do that to confer the flank. So I will spend a third hero point on the first punch. Another 1, good old 1. So this is with the flank. 25 will hit
That'll hit.
Yes.
for 10 force.
Nearly slain.
Ah,
I will attack my last attack. Another hero point.
be the hero.
Burn the hero points.
We might as well. So 7 on this. Unarmed Strike. So 20
That will hit.
Oh, come on.
or 8 more force.
Josephine, as you
Nice.
strike out with this force-imbued strike, hitting into the dragon, you notice that it starts flailing a bit. It starts to look like it's collapsing to the ground when suddenly a massive form appears all around you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
This is the absolute largest dragon you have ever seen. 5 heads, each one of the chromatic dragon types.
Oh, God.
As you see a green head, white, red, blue, and black flailing out very aggressively as this large dragon shape seems to be on top of this white dragon. You hear a roar in Draconic. Gale, you hear, "I'm coming for you." And then you notice both this form and the dragon that you have just ostensibly slain vanish. Guys, we are out of combat as there is seemingly no sign of this dragon.
Well, before we get into banter, I'll just administer my last healing potion on my friend, Leroy.
All right. Yes, Leroy will be restored 4 HP plus 2, 6 HP. As you notice now, Philip looks up in the air where this shape used to be, and then he turns and looks at you all and he says, Do you know who that was?
No, but it looked real big and real fun to fight.
I do
I
not know.
missed it.
I do
Hey,
not know
Reese.
his name, but he did say he's gonna come find me. I think is what he said to me.
Makes it easy for us.
Did the dragon
She.
fly away?
It is she. You see, he turns and looks at you all and takes his great sword and plunges the blade into the floor as he rests on the pommel and he says, She is Tiamat. She is from the 9 hells. But based on what we have just seen, she has risen.
That is cool. I've never met her before. I've heard all about her.
Is this like a common household name? Like, is she like the devil? Like, would we know?
I would say Tiamat is one of those things that nobody actually believes is real. But if you're really deep into arcane or draconic knowledge, then yes, you've probably heard stories about her as being the queen paragon of all dragonkind, specifically evil dragonkind.
So I think Gale, since he speaks Draconic, he has some basic history, and so he would say, "Wow, why did she come up from the 9 hells then?"
Where's the white dragon at?
Why, indeed. This dragon, the white dragon as it were, It wasn't acting like a typical white dragon. I'd heard the stories over and over. Hit and run tactics, seemingly much more intelligent than most of its kind. Even here, I think it really intended to just pop in, strike us, and then flee. But luckily, all of you were able to deal so much damage to it. You were able to push the strike so quickly, so fearsomely, that you were able to take it down. I don't think that's what it planned whatsoever. But now we must wonder, what is the deeper meaning here? Why? Why would Tiamat suddenly appear?
Why did she care about some podunk town in the middle of fucking nowhere, huh?
Yes.
Well, didn't you guys tell me about some, what would you say it was? It was like jelly rain? It's like fiendish, something like that, right? Maybe it's in connection.
You think this is all because of her? What a bitch.
Seriously.
So wait, that was Tiamat who was disguised as this white dragon?
I don't... what you just said, I don't think that's true. I think maybe we saw like an avatar projection of its will. And if that's the case, it's very strong.
But we're definitely telling everyone we beat the shit out of Tiamat, right?
That's what I was thinking.
That may be dangerous, I mean...
If Tiamat is clearly after you, as you have said, Gale, then you are all linked in this effort. You will not be able to escape her wrath, for her reach is as long as you can possibly imagine. She is one of the most potent forces in all of Faerun and beyond. You must be very careful. Me and my organization will look into our efforts, pool our resources, see what we can do to try to learn about this. There are sages that we can speak to, experts of draconic nature, that we can find out what exactly is happening here. We will probably have to even speak to some devilologists or diabolists. The terminology has always been a little bit clunky in that regard, but we will see what we can find out. In the meantime, I recommend you stow yourselves. This is a victory, a clear one, and you have done quite well. I must return to my order now, for my blessing is beginning to fade. I can feel it. I must flee from here, and I will return when time is right. You will have probably a significant amount of time until anything major happens, if I had to guess. If you already have other tasks to take care of, this would be a good time to. But you will hear from me before too long.
Like on social media or something? You got like a way to contact us?
My order has the ability to reach out to you as long as you are still on this plane.
You want to tell us the name of this order of yours?
I have already told your friends I am a member of the Order of the Silver Flame.
I'll step up and say, I had doubts that I thought that you were pulling the wool over my head. But after watching you today, you have earned my respect, and thank you for your assistance.
We have all done a good deed here. You have freed this land of this evil dragon, but as I said, there is something darker going on here. Stay tuned. I will try to get you information as I can, but it will likely take some time. These type of matters, dealing with demonic deities, is not something that is easy to research, easy to find information. As I said, we'll do what we can, but just be aware, be ready for when I contact you. And high level guys, hopefully you're getting the connection here. We're moving to Rise of the Tiamat as the next campaign, and we got this bridge. Just making sure. All right.
Yeah, I can't figure what was going on. Yeah.
That's great. Could someone show me where Bryn's body is, and I'll be on my way.
Oh, you're kind of in the thick of this now, bud. I don't know where you're going, but you're not getting away from her. You better stick with us.
And I'm not sure if this was important or not, but Adam, probably about 4 or 5 sessions ago, we had that one guy that had a side quest. I don't know if that was a side quest or bringing us into this quest.
I still got his coin.
Yeah. So the goal
coin of
here,
summoning Marlin.
The goal here from several sessions ago is I wanted to try to give you guys various options of how to handle the downtime. When I presented that to you guys as far as the bridge between this campaign and Rise of Tiamat, you guys all really, I'd say Bryn and Josephine latched onto that pretty quickly. It sounded like everybody was down for that idea. So he is essentially recruiting you to take to his homeland in order to search for this very rare magical artifact down deep in this this very strange dungeon. So it sounds like everybody was on board with that. So assuming you guys all are, that is where we will essentially move to do our homebrew bridge between this campaign and the next one.
Coolness.
Is there any downtime in between now and that certain period, Adam? Like we got a couple of weeks or anything?
There is certainly time between this campaign and the next one. There will be... so I think what you're looking for is downtime for your characters to do things?
Well, not necessarily. I got plate armor coming in like 8 days, so I ain't trying to leave Phandalin till I got that.
Yes, yep. So we'll figure something out for that. But yeah, I will tell you that he is going to be taking you guys on a ship ride to take you from this land to his land, as he told you. So there will be some time that you guys will have to gather your resources, that kind of thing. And then you guys will be taking a ship ride over to this location he informed you guys about. And then it is this very legendary dungeon that has seen many different people that have come before it. So yeah, should be a good time, guys. We'll see how that goes. So next week, we'll probably do a little bit of a time skip here just to make sure we're all ready to go and get us as quick into the action as possible. So yeah, appreciate everybody staying a little bit after today so we could wrap this up to make it a nice clean separation between this and the next half. I will send you guys any additional information as needed in Discord so we can make sure, like I say, next week starts off well. Any last minute comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we go ahead and wrap it up for tonight?
Just a question about, unless we're going to meet them later on, but those folks that we fought didn't fight a little bit ago, or they just, can you explain that part of it a little bit?
I sure can, yeah. So these guys are the Stone Cold Reavers. They saw the dragon and they assumed, much like Josephine said, Dragon's Horde must be somewhere in this area. So they came with the intention of trying to loot this Dragon Horde. Unfortunately, as you guys would find out after searching this balcony, there is no Dragon Horde. So they were actually looking for a red herring. So they would have resisted you guys because they wanted the coin that they thought was there for themselves. And yes, you guys essentially overwhelmed them. They realized they really wouldn't be able to put up much of a fight, so they were trying to minimize their losses.
So, since we're in session, real quick, if we search the castle and everything, would we find anything? Because didn't Philip say we need to find something?
Philip indicated if you could find something to use against the dragon, his expectation is that you weren't going to be able to get the dragon on the ground for too long, which you really weren't going to be able to, but you guys did really well and doing a ton of damage in a very short period of time. So yeah, there wasn't something specific item in here that you needed to find. If you want to spend time searching this dungeon, yeah, there's not a whole lot in here, to be honest. You would find some odds and ends. There's some things you skipped over, but I think it'd probably be just cleaner to skip past that.
And don't forget, it was very important that he was afraid of me. Yeah.
The dragon was indeed, yes. That was a clutch move.
That's why Tiamat's so fucking pissed off at you now.
Yeah, I think that I did the wrong thing.
All right, great session, guys. Hope you all had a good time. We'll see y'all next week as we go to the next chapter of our campaign.
Hell yeah, good job, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for saving me. Also, not letting me die. Appreciate that, guys.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We didn't want you to do number 5, you know?
Yeah.
Give me a few more sessions with this guy.
I appreciate it.
All right, good night, everybody.